So he's like, wow, that was fantastic. Bruce goes, and then the John, and Howard Stern. And Howard Stern is like, oh.
What's going on? What's happening?
Marty, we gotta get back to the DeLorean!
Jeez, I don't know.
Jordan, we gotta get back to the future.
Well, I don't know. You hit your head in the bathroom.
I actually need to make an apology. I like to make it public to our viewer base. Hey everyone, my name's Taylor, and I like to see myself as a pretty decent human being.
Hi, decent human being.
I cross my I's and dot my T's.
Hi, eye crosser.
I like to believe that I do the right thing, but I in the last 1995 Yearlies, I fucked up, and I think it went a little bit beyond what I consider acceptable. So I would just like to address this now. I butchered the lyrics to the McGoogles the Frog theme song.
Hi, McGoogles lyrics butcher.
It's I want like a swampy bog and not I am a tiny frog.
Yes, it's McGoogles is my name. I like a swampy bog. It's time to play a game with your favorite Highland frog. And I almost came in and said that it was Island Frog, but I'm like, well, but no. Hang on.
Island, because he's Scottish.
I know, yes, and that's the other thing. I didn't remember that he was Scottish at the time. That's a cinema.
I'm gonna let you off the hook for that one.
This crime cannot be forgiven. You will now be stoned to death.
The point is, if I'm gonna sing a song,
I could harp on that. I'm not going to.
The point is, if I'm gonna make a song parody and do it 17 times over the course of 1 hour, then I should get the lyrics right, and I apologize.
Yeah, Taylor, I'm glad to see the death threats I sent worked.
Yeah,
Taylor,
thanks for sending those, Graham. You were a real help.
Taylor, I'll forgive you if you make your Discord name McGoogles the Frog in the server.
Incidentally, I also have, it's not much of an apology, I'm just letting you know that, I had a bit that, you will all be thankful that I'm not doing. I had an idea, and I'm like, nah, not this. Which was to when it came to one of my games, say, I'd like to start this off by telling a quick joke, and then spend the entire 4 minutes on a Shaggy Dog story.
Kind of what I did with Clax, actually.
Oh my god.
Kind of, except this would be an unrelated joke that gives you no information about the game.
True.
Like, it literally would have been, there's a man and he has a pig, and, like, the punchline is a terrible pun.
Fuck up, I was talking in a sheep!
We're so back, guys. We're so back.
That's the only man with pig joke I know.
So fucking back. Jordan, I've been waiting 3 months for this.
I've been waiting about 45 minutes for it.
Time passes very differently in Philadelphia.
Yes, it really does.
Hyperbolic Philadelphia.
It passed pretty slowly this week. Anyway,
those aren't mountains. Those are waves.
I'm merging. I'm trying to do a fucking bit here, Graham. I'm sending you to the Shadow Realm for that. All right.
You'll like that.
Where was I? Tonight. Fuck off.
I'm sorry. It was just a sneeze.
It's okay. So I'm sorry. I love you. Okay.
We're so back. You were right, Taylor. We're so back.
I built up so many brain cells over the last 3 months, and now I'm gonna lose all of them. Fuck you.
Google's my name.
All right, okay.
You know what? Welcome to the Yearlies. You don't get a bit.
No, we lost our bit privileges.
That's it. I took it away.
Maybe he'll give it back to us at the end.
97, maybe. Anyway. Anyway, 1996. Great year for games, I suppose.
I don't know. I mean, it was alright. Video games are okay.
Yeah. This is the last year of the entire video game Yearlies where I struggled to come up with entries.
Yes, same here. This year sucked for games. I'm just going to say it. A couple of great ones, don't get me wrong, but everything else, oh man.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think the last 6 Yearlies have been?
I mean,
Hey, there have been some bangers.
look, guys, let me put it this way. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see my games, you're gonna be like, the fuck is wrong with him? This is all he had?
It's more
Which
like,
is not to say that any of these games are bad, but they're just not, you know.
What I see it as, Mick, is I see it as and ToonStruck.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, there you go. There's a good one. All right. Before we actually get into honorable mentions, I actually have an honorable mention for 1996
Wow.
Ooh.
Mommy.
because I put it in my notes as if you don't have the balls to put up Snood, put up this. And
Unfortunately,
the
he had
game
the balls to put up Snood.
No, fortunately, it's fortunate. God damn it.
Are you?
We'll get to it. I think it's very fortunate. But,
I was about to ask if you were a snoodist, but I don't know if being a snoodist means you're a snood enthusiast or a snooty snood.
No. I call myself an
only plays-
enthusiast.
He only plays Snood while naked.
Yeah, you get the controller and you have to bang it with your lad.
No, you play it while naked. Oh my god.
Guys, we're so bad.
No, the thing that I nearly put up is a point-and-click game called Ripper. And the only reason why I would have put it up is because, and Graham, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the cutscenes for this star the great actor of film and screen, Christopher Walken.
Who's that?
He looks like a teenager.
Who's that? Who's that?
Oh, you know full well.
It looks like James Rolfe combined with Christopher Walken.
No, I know who it is, but Graham, you said Christopher Walken, and Graham went, "Who's that?"
Who's that?
And I just kept laughing.
I've seen scenes from this online, and I think there's a bit where like
John Rhys
Walken's
Davies.
brain is exposed or something, or like he takes it out, and it's the silliest thing because it's very much Walken going, "Hey, look what I can do."
Yeah,
Giamatti.
Yeah, but I should say, by the way, this I actually almost played the Ripper for this, but it doesn't have great reviews.
No, it hasn't aged well.
I
wanted to bring it up.
Is it an FMV game?
Yes,
I think so.
I
wonder if they needed a lot of hallucinogens to make that game.
hallucinogens.
Hallucinogens.
I don't wanna. I'm actually gonna
why
popcorn
you
someone.
dressed
I'm gonna
as
popcorn
Batman?
Graham. Graham, what's your honorable mentions?
And Graham,
Yeah.
remember to just pick the ones from 1996.
1999.
Not while I'm drinking.
Yeah. I put Pokemon Red and Blue for some reason also in my 1998 honorable mentions.
You're impossible.
Oh, and by the way, his fuck with Christian for this year is he named himself R.
No, I know what he's doing. I know his grand plan. Grand plan.
Is he spelling
It's
it
gonna
out
be A
one letter
for
at a time?
97.
Yeah, he was G last year.
Okay.
G.
Oh,
That's
this
right.
could be
I
a
heard
lot
the
of
story
fun.
over and over and over and over and over and
We are
over.
so
And
back.
G.
Can I be honest? I don't trust that he'll actually spell Graham.
Next year is gonna be an M.
It's such a valid concern too.
I don't think he would go so far as to make it an illegible name. I just think he'll change it to like Greg or something.
After the second A in a row,
Right.
that's when fear struck our hearts.
Anyway, so I'm just going to talk about Pokemon Red here. I'll talk about Pokemon Blue. And
No, it's not. It's not.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Charizard is cool. That's all I got to say about Pokemon.
No, he's not.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he is.
We hate Charizard in his house.
I'm
We hate
so
Charizard in
tired of
his
I
Charizard.
like
Dude.
Charizard.
I mean, he was cool. Like
Well, I like Charizard.
I'm sorry you
I'm a
don't
big fan
have
of
whimsy in your
Poliwhirl.
heart. I don't know what else to say.
you don't know. What
I have
you
whimsy in my
said.
heart. I've got all the whimsy in my heart. Fuck you, Graham. I am 100% whimsy.
Yeah, he's pretty whimsical.
I don't know what he said, but I assume I'm offended by it.
Whimsy. I'm making a gang sign that makes it look like a W and an H at the same time. That's my whimsy gang sign.
It's my
Star
whimsy don't
Wars-
steal.
Star Wars Shadow
Yeah.
of the Empire was kind of like right
Was
before
it the
like the
N64
prequel
one?
Yeah, I think that was like when one of like the big like revivals of LucasArts, like right before like the prequels were gonna come out, where you play as Dash Rendar, and his like ship shows up for like 2 seconds in Attack of the Clones.
The penguin runs into the
and then Bubsy 3D I put on just in the wild scenario somehow it wound up on the bracket.
Dude, you gotta honor
could
Rube
possibly
the Bat.
go wrong.
You gotta honor Rube the Bat's voice work when you can.
It's just like, and look at like the development of that game. It's like just like an insane like amount of like, oh, like they were like, oh, we're gonna like have the ability to like render like so much, and like a deadline, and in like the multiplayer is like a weird like sniper game that turned into Siphon Filter.
It's like the multiplayer in the Xbox Conquer game.
What a platform game be without platforms?
Yeah.
What could possibly
Literally a
go wrong?
platformer.
I'm gonna popcorn
game design is
to
wonderful.
Hey Clanky, you mind if I popcorn to Christian?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Christian.
And Christian, would you mind starting backwards?
No.
Oh no.
And not that I don't mind, I just won't do that.
Can I ask you a second time to reconsider?
Yeah. Go.
We're so back.
You asked if you can ask a second time.
I know.
1 sec.
I got stage fright.
You better go catch it.
Well, that was you blew it. You fucking blew it. Nights in the Dreams is on the bracket.
Listen, Christian, I'm afraid of rejection. Okay.
You're afraid of rejection.
Nights into Dreams is into the bracket. Lemmings Paintball. I don't know anything about this. I saw the title.
I don't believe that's a game.
It is a game. It was on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is always right. I swear. Lemming. It probably exists. I'm sure, and I'm sure it's a bunch of lemmings shooting each other with paintball guns. Topolo, I actually did want to play for this, and I thought when I saw it, it was like, oh, you build your own mech and you fight people. That's badass. But it's not as cool as it sounds, and you don't really get a lot of customization for building things. But the name is pretty funny.
I thought it stood for something, and I'm like, what is he abbreviating? And then I saw that it was an actual title.
Too positive, low guys.
You know what?
And then Sex 2.
What?
I'm so happy that they finally made a sequel in 96. It's crazy.
So wait, was there ever a Sex 1?
I mean, look, when we do a Yearlies on the year 1, maybe we'll get to talk about Sex 1.
The implication
I've only ever had Sex Lose.
A couple other things I want to mention.
Lost. Fuck!
There is a severe lack of Kirby Superstar on this bracket because we talked about Superstar Ultra in 2008, and we did that with understandable risk. It would have been my number 1 pick this year, but it is what it is.
I asked you if you were sure.
And yeah, I don't regret it, and I would not take it back. And then there was actually a game I forgot about all the way back in 1992. I can't believe I fucking forgot about this. No. I forgot to mention Yoshi. Like, how could that possibly slip my mind, honestly?
You clearly mentioned Yoshi.
Did I? You have to actually like show receipts or something.
I was actually having
Christian, what's Yoshi?
That's what I'm saying, Graham. That's what I'm saying.
Now, what would a Yoshi game be without Yoshi?
Aren't these Yoshis wonderful?
It's a fucking live.
Anyway, the game is a funny title.
By the way, I love how this is the one running gag that Jordan clearly hates.
Yeah.
I'm so over this.
I'm sorry, I blanked out. What's the one gag he hates?
Yoshi.
It's Yoshi.
Who's Yoshi?
He's putting up a game from 1992 every other year, and I'm sick of hearing about it.
Who's Yoshi?
Jordan, I'm so confused. I feel like you're gaslighting me.
Who's Yoshi?
He's
Mom.
He's kind of like the Pringles mascot.
Oh wait, I have to popcorn someone, right?
Yeah, you do.
Clanky, you were the victim of Graham's joke earlier, so I will now make you the star of my joke. So Taylor's gonna go.
Yeah.
We're so back.
I was like, I wasn't sure if he was gonna do it, and then at the last minute he did it. So I put my phone down for a second, and then you said my name. All right. Video games exist, and I want to say some of their names out loud. Bubsy 3D we mentioned, which I don't like, but wanted to say its name, but then Graham did. I also just want to mention Harvester, which is this point-and-click game from the year 1996, believe it or not. And I don't know.
Considering everything that's gone before, that wasn't a given.
Yeah. No, you know what? You're right, Mick. When you're right, you're right. Harvester it's this social experiment to see how fucking demented you can be. Basically, I shouldn't go too in depth since it's not one of my actual honorable mentions, but it's you wake up, no memory, everyone acknowledges you, but clearly you have been fucking pulled into this world. They call you Steve. You always were a kidder, and it's disgusting. It's a disgusting game that gets fucked up the more you play it. As this weird social experiment to see that if you can be desensitized to a video game, basically, in the year 1996, and
that's incredible.
Scuba Steve.
You can hit on your mother. You can.
Never mind.
Can you hit on your mother 3?
You can get sexually harassed.
Not in North America. Not in North America.
You get sexually harassed by your principal. Like random moments, a cop will start beating a masturbator in a prison cell. And this is all FMV, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I will very quickly say that I hate this game.
Yeah, he has mentioned that he hates this game. I don't really care either way. I just saw a playthrough of it and thought it was delightful. No, that's not true at all. I saw a playthrough of it and was very fascinated.
It's pleasant.
He sees the beatings and goes delightful.
Yeah.
My favorite fact about this game is that there was after the game came out, there was a family psychologist that had published a list of excessively violent games that he felt that children shouldn't play. And he didn't include this game on his list because he doesn't even want to not let people know that it exists.
I feel like in the actual year 1996, this probably was the most fucked up game of the time.
Yeah, it was banned in Germany, which I know isn't saying a lot because a lot of things are banned in Germany. But yeah, this got banned in Germany.
Line never.
The only thing I like about this game is this fucking reaction image that's going to appear in the VC chat in about 2 seconds. And that's it. That's the only thing I like about this game.
I sent this one to you, didn't I?
No, this was like years ago.
Oh, okay. I've sent this one to people before.
Fortunately, I don't have too many other actual honorable mentions because a lot of them got onto the bracket. But in my effort to mention every Humongous Entertainment game, I will mention Freddy Fish 2, The Case of the Haunted Schoolhouse. Better than Freddy Fish 1 by a considerable margin because there are lots of randomized puzzles each playthrough. Probably even more than Freddy Fish 3, which I like more. But it's cool. You got to fucking save the school from a haunted ghost. Buy a Knock Stop Wickenbach Walkin' Bopper.
I'm imagining Taylor in the bathroom prior to this, just repeating that over in his head, making sure he gets the pronunciation correctly.
You know, Mick, I didn't even realize until today that those words were going to come out of my mouth. But as soon as I started pitching, I'm like, what do I remember about this game? Oh yeah, the Knock Stop Wickenbach Walkin' Bopper.
I know the feeling. Ani sonozea du lisobia access.
No, because in most Freddy Fish, in most Freddy Fish games, there's this very clearly shady black market like manta ray who he hides like maybe he's not a manta ray. I don't, but like he's the kind of fish that like it looks like he's got a cloak going, so like you can be like, hey kid, come over here. You want to see what I got? It's a Knock Stop Wickenbach Walkin' Bopper. And then you buy it, and that's Freddy Fish 2. I have Mario Kart 64 on here, and I think that's just because if we were really fucking starved for things, then I guess I could see it on. But I actually don't like Mario Kart 64 that much.
It is the worst Mario Kart, or one of the worst in my opinion.
I enjoyed the battle mode a lot as a kid, but it did not sell me. I didn't really get sold on Mario Kart until the Wii version, and this one being my first Mario Kart, I don't think did me a lot of favors.
Yeah. It also came out in North America in 97.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on my fucking banner. God damn. Fuck. Taylor.
All right, Jordan, edit a big no in front of that part.
See what I mean? We can't take for granted that the game is in '96.
You're right.
Guys,
Or any of these 96 games.
Did
we're so
did '96 even happen?
Video just ends.
And the winner is Rocky.
Yeah, Clanky, do you want me to let you go, or do you want me to do the joke?
It would be really funny if you did the joke.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go.
Wow.
Humor was on the line.
All right. Well, I don't have any honorable mentions this time around,
the
but
joke.
I do have some. I do have some Virtual Boy mentions. As
I don't have any
promised
honorable
in the
mentions
last
either,
one.
though.
No, you have one.
No, I have an honorable mention.
Oh, true.
We're so back.
Well, all right. So Nestor's Funky Bowling. There's not much to say about it. It's bowling, a basic, boring, bland
No,
bowling.
no, it's funky bowling.
Yeah, this almost got out.
It's not bold enough to broaden bowling boundaries, or it's not even barely like a bad, irredeemable blister on the Virtual Boy backlog.
The fuck are you doing?
It sucks. It's bowling. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just fucking bowling, dude.
This is the one thing I want to say, because this is probably the only time in the world we actually get to bring up Nestor the character. But does anyone remember Nestor the character?
Nintendo Power shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
of
the only thing I
course.
know, everything I know about Nestor has been is the stuff that Scott the Woz told me about in the video about Nestor's Funky Bowling. So, yeah,
That's all there is to know about him. In this game, he has a sister named Hester. She doesn't appear in like the original Nestor like comic, so they.
I knew that from the
this
Scott the
game.
Woz video as well.
Is that in the Scott the Woz video? That's
Yes.
crazy. I didn't know he went so in depth about my favorite Virtual Boy game, Nestor's Funky Bowling.
I'm kind of mad at
Clanky,
Nestor
I'm
right
gonna-
now because he gave
I'm
up a
gonna
home
quote
run in the
you-
World Series.
I'm
so.
gonna quote verbatim how this game didn't get on the bracket.
There's someone out there watching our videos who loves Jordan's sports jokes. Like there's someone out there. Like that's
me. It's me.
I love who you are. That's for you.
Always wearing a jersey when he watches the Yearlies.
Let's go.
Hey ma, Yearlies are on.
They want it on the big screen.
I just want to quote to our audience verbatim how Nestor's Monkey Bowling didn't get on the bracket, and that was Christian came out and said, "I would like to omit my submission for Night's Journey into Dreams to get on the bracket, so Clanky could just have Nestor's Funky Bowling on." To which Clanky responded, "Why?"
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
What's the other one?
Oh, yeah. Is that actually what happened? Because I remembered it differently, and I love the way I remembered it. Because what I remembered him saying was, "Please no." Yeah, you are correct. He did say why, but for some reason I remember him saying, "Please no."
I mean, I didn't realize he said it until like we were way deeper into the conversation,
Mhm.
because I actually didn't. I mean, I wanted Knights over Nestor, so
Yeah.
I was debating how we handled this. But
Yeah,
then when I look
same.
back, I'm like, oh wait, he didn't want this in the first place. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, Nestor's Funky Bowling.
It's bowling.
It's bowling. Then we have 3D Tetris. It is a worse version of Tetris because you're trying to like fill it all in a cube. It's and this is the end of the Virtual Boy. It couldn't even last a full. It couldn't even last a full year.
Maybe the honorable mentions bracket. Maybe.
Never got to be a virtual man.
He will
Alright.
always be a virtual boy.
All right, Mick, you're up.
All right. So I only have one honorable. I only have one honorable mention, and that is Civilization 2. You're probably wondering why Civilization 2 is not on the bracket. That's because there's nothing really more I can possibly say about the Civilization series. That
Fair.
with the possible, I mean, maybe when we do our 2025 bracket, like Civ 7 is a very different game, and actually,
Oh.
it has some nice changes to the formula, which would give me a chance to talk about them. But I have to play it first. Well, it has to come out first. I have to play it first. Although I would just like to observe that I've had notes for a fan 4X like a 4X strategy game. I've had I've written up like a game design document for my own game, and quite a few of the things I came up with are also in Civ 7, so I'm looking forward to this one. This has nothing to do with Civ 2. Yeah.
I am excited for Civ 7 as well.
Same.
I'm just realizing that they're doing Civ 7, so this is great. I'll tell
No,
my
yeah, it's great. Sid Meier's alive.
Yearlies, Sim 7 coming out.
Yeah. Well, something I should also mention. Civilization 2 was the first Civilization game that Sid Meier's did not work on.
His name's right there.
Yeah, he only worked on the first one.
I thought he
died.
Until now.
Fraud.
No. The first game was a Sid Meier game.
Putting the Sid back in the Sid Meier's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got a parent named
Civilization.
child Sid.
Civilization.
Okay.
Civilization.
So, all right. With no other honorable mentions, shall we get into it?
No.
No.
We're so
Okay.
back.
Okay. Tonight. No, okay.
It gets funny.
Tonight on the Yearlies.
Why don't we all just say right now what we want to win, and whatever gets the most votes wins?
I mean,
Well,
this next
what
one
do we
is going
know?
to be a
It's like
fucking
Snood to win.
bloodbath.
Snood.
All right.
Snood. Sweep.
On
The
three.
sneep.
Snood, so
Everyone.
The sweep.
Everyone on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Snood.
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 Snood. Snood. I think Snood wins.
I
All
didn't
right,
know
Snood
what we were
wins.
doing.
Everyone, we can all go.
Wow, this episode was short
That's our
as
show.
hell.
There's beer in the fridge. Help yourself. Have fun. Not too much fun.
I just realized. I hope that doesn't fuck up the recording.
Hey, Ma,
No,
they
it
said there's
won't. It
beer in the
Okay.
fridge.
Snood wins 11 million to 0.
All right.
Insert Jeb Bush meme.
Snood. friggin' Mildred's face over Jeb. All right. We're gonna get right into this bracket, and we're gonna get the heavy hitters out of the way first in round 1, because we got Super Mario 64 submitted by both Christian and Clanky, and the equally mighty and world-renowned Chex Quest, which was
You did it,
submitted by
Mick.
Christian.
You did it, Mick. Chex Quest is on, thanks to Mick, who realized that Christian had a 1997 game, therefore putting Chex Quest on.
Thanks, Mick.
You're welcome.
keep it in the bracket. It's okay.
Listen, I was upset.
That's
I was
it for our
upset.
checks and balances.
I was like, Chex. You put Chex Quest above Knights, and I was like, no. I want to point out that it's a '97 game, but I want Knights to go on, not Chex Quest.
Well, you had a big. You know what, Mick? You still got what you wanted.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm winning tonight.
The monkey's
You are.
paw.
Well,
Wins.
yeah. Well,
I mean-
keep in
I mean-
mind, there's been no votes yet, so
Everyone
at the
wins.
moment I am winning.
I feel as if we are all very excited for one of these games. So since these are both my
Yes,
picks,
clearly.
may I go into the
Definitely.
game that everyone actually cares about?
I wonder
Chex
what Loki's
Quest.
going to do.
Yeah.
Super Mario 64.
Yep, there we go, there we go, there we go.
Turn, you
Sorry,
go.
yeah, you can go.
Okay, so Chex Quest is a 1996 MS-DOS game, which, as you might expect, was the brainchild of the people who worked at Chex in the effort to try and create a game that could be served in a cereal box. And it basically serves as a non-violent first-person shooter that is a total conversion of Ultimate Doom, which is the version of Doom
What?
that has every
Yeah.
single episode in it. In this game, you play as the Chex warrior who needs to kill phlemoids that are walking boogers and then invaded a colony. And the lead developer of this game described it as something you could create in 2 weeks, but it took 6 months to make it. And a lot of the most interesting things about this game is the ways that it has changed from Doom. I said earlier, this is described as a non-violent first-person shooter, so there are no guns in this game. All of the guns have been replaced with TV remotes. Your character, instead of a fist, holds a spoon in their hand.
But hang on, Christian. I need to interrupt because I needed. So the TV remote. What that actually is a device which teleports the enemies back to their home dimension, and it is
sweet.
known as,
Yup.
and I quote, a Zorcher.
Yup, and that's why the ammo is called Zorch.
This is a too detailed pitch of Chex Quest. This is too
Yeah.
accurate, and I don't.
I wasn't expecting it to be a shooter. I thought it was just going to be like Tetris, but with cereal pieces.
So fair. I mean, yeah,
Jordan,
all
when
the-
they listen,
when you make Chex Quest, you make Chex Quest.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Nobody bleeds in this game. When you take damage, your character is covered in green goo, and you don't die. You just lose the ability to move. The chainsaw has
that
been
also happens when
replaced.
you die.
Yeah, exactly. You just stop moving. The chainsaw has been replaced with the action spork, which is an electric spork that makes the most annoying noise you've ever heard. All health kits are replaced with glasses of water that say H2O on them, and ammo kits are bowls of fruit. And the Hard Rock OST is replaced with the admittedly actually pretty cool, albeit traditional game OST, but it's actually pretty groovy, I can't lie. The difficulty options in original Doom were like, the edgy, like Nightmare, just super duper hard edge. But in this game, the difficulties are gobs of goo, extreme ooze, and super slimy.
Oh,
you need to talk about, because almost all the shooters of this era had the thing where there's a little profile picture of the guy you're playing as on the hotbar, and you need to describe.
It's just so you're all familiar with Chex cereal. I probably should have started with that.
Yeah,
it's just that with a pair of fucking Looney Tunes eyes.
Oh my god.
Anyway, this game is.
I have to say, it actually almost doesn't even look like Chex. It looks more like a waffle.
It does.
It's more like life cereal.
This game is 5 levels long. Yet somehow it still has more differences between this and Doom than Doom 2 had between it and Doom.
Oh lord.
And this game was successful enough to boost Chex cereal by an insane margin and earn 2 sequels. Chex Quest 2 Flemoid State Chextropolis in 97 and Chex Quest 3 Invasion in 2008 and an HD remaster. How does the game play? It's Doom!
Yeah.
In fact, as of 2 years ago, you can now play the game on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh my stars, really?
Yes.
Oh.
But the catch is you have to buy a bowl of Chex or a box of Chex in order to get it.
It's worse cereal.
You have to eat it with your actions.
That's not. That's a bonus. You get a free bowl of Chex. You don't get Chex Quest with a box of Chex. You get a box of Chex with every purchase of Chex Quest.
Yeah, free cereal. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, this was the first game to ever be released with a cereal box, and might be one of the first games to have a food tie-in related to it. At the same time, I find that to be really, really fun that there's this fucking Doom wad that exists that you just find in some random ass cereal that nobody gives a fuck about.
I gave a fuck about Chex.
This game is also 100% completely legal. id Software sold them the license.
Good, I was worried.
Yup.
Well, it is a question. It's like, hang on, did they literally just make Doom and sell Doom but with a weird coat of paint? No,
it would have been easy to get away with that in '96, to be fair.
Exactly.
Or easier, I should say.
Yeah. id Software also basically sold it for pennies because they just released Quake, and they were like, well, no one's going to want to make Doom games anymore, right?
This random cereal company just contacted us. What should we say?
I don't think General Mills is a random cereal company.
Alright, well, can we talk about the worst game now?
Yes.
Yeah, the less well-known game.
Yeah. Would you mind if I started, Christian?
Sure.
You might not, but I mind insanely.
Oh, alright. So you can go then, Taylor.
No.
Alright, Graham, you want to go?
I didn't put Super Mario 64 on my.
I can go.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, no.
I'll go.
Clanky,
I'll go.
do you not want to hear Mick pitch a Mario game? I kind of want to hear Mick pitch a Mario game.
Oh man, it would be funny. But Mick has to try to be as positive about it as possible.
I kind of want to hear the challenge, but it's up to you, Clanky.
I'll do it. I'll say no. I will say no bad things about the game.
All right, let's hear it, Mick. Do your pitch.
This is Super Mario 64, a game that a lot of people like for various reasons. Some of them good reasons.
Such as?
Such as this game has music. It does. There are levels. The levels are big and well designed.
Tell me some of the levels, Mick.
It has penguin rescue.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It has no, wait, that's a different Mario game.
You're on a roll.
Does this game have eel dentistry, or am I thinking of Sunshine?
That's
I'm thinking of Sunshine.
Yeah,
This does have giant eel in though, right? There's giant eel in this game. Game has giant eel. This game has a bomb on hill that you must punch, or something. It has mustache funny.
You're forgetting this. You're leaving out crucial parts of sentence.
Sand pyramid.
There you go. Oh, you're on a roll, sport.
So pyramid.
Yeah, pyramid. And the game has textures. It does.
I actually didn't know that.
It certainly has
I
textures.
think this is the first Mario game with Charles Martinet in it.
No,
That's actually
Mario's
not true.
Fundamentals.
It teaches
Mario
typing.
teaches typing too.
It's Mario Fundamentals.
I hate that that's true.
Yep. All right.
Mario
well,
Fundamentals, where you play Go Fish, is the first Charles Martinet.
I'm not gonna fly for you.
I played this.
pretty much got-
I first played this game at a ski resort.
Oh
we pretty much got everything out of the way, right? We talked about everything we needed to for this game.
Why don't you just give us the couple of colons of notes that Nick didn't give?
Colons.
Right. Well,
You can fuck around with Mario's face.
No, not
Yeah.
this. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
Why'd
in
I
this
put
one you
this up?
can.
Clearly, I've never played this game.
Oh, sand pyramid.
Well, Mario 64, it's probably one of the 5 great games on this N64. My personal opinion is that the N64 did not age very well, but somehow, in some way, one of the first game that came out on this system actually controls really well. It set the groundwork for 3D Mario, where you have to go through like levels that have multiple stars in them that you collect to unlock more levels. Most of the levels are well designed. Some of them are not.
Some of them are Hazy Maze Cave.
Some of them are Hazy Maze Cave. Might be one of the worst Mario levels ever.
Some of them are Rainbow Ride.
Rainbow Ride also is duty. I do not like that course either. But I will say, like Womp's Fortress, the Jolly Roger Bay, the mushroom one with the mountain with the monkey that steals your hat, those are all great. I really like them. And I think that even though, like, some might argue that the DS version is, like, has more content and is better, I think what really stands out is that this game controls really well. And again, that's a very impressive thing to do on the N64. So
And I can
deserves the praise for that.
I will defend Super Mario 64 in this regard, as opposed to the DS version. I don't play a 3D platformer on the DS.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Everyone gives the DS controls so much shit because you have to hold a button down to run, and I have never once had
Well, that's
a
not.
problem
I think
with it.
that's not what I would consider the problem.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I never had a problem with it.
That's not what I would consider the problem.
In
I
the
just think
DS
the movement-
version, you can fucking walk on water with Luigi.
Yeah, and like that's really cool, but I hate having to
Jesus.
control it with only 8 directions. That's what sucks about it.
Some people only need 8 directions.
I'm like, yeah, like what other directions are there?
Seven.
A little bit to the left, but not all the way.
I don't see that on a compass. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I'm actually kind of. I'm with Taylor here. Dark Souls 1 only has a 4-directional movement.
That 4 directional
directions.
crazy.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Not movement, like dodging.
It's almost as
Sorry.
many directions as Chex Quest.
Let me just say, Mario 64, like it is a classic in a way that other games are not. It is nostalgic. It is a true playground of worlds with one of the best overworlds in any game. Peach's Castle is still one of the greatest things just ever. Music, the echoing that Mario lets out. Like, I love the audios. This is like one of the best voiced Mario games. It's like one of the games where like Mario is like just fun to be Mario. On top of the messing with the face. And all the Bowser fights, I mean, like, are we not going to talk about So Long Gay Bowser?
So Long
Actually,
Gay
it's
Bowser?
bye Bowser now. Bowser's bye now.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Bowser.
Talk to Nintendo. They're the ones who said it.
I believe you. The thing about Mario 64 is I'm kind of tired of Mario 64.
Oh, woof.
Okay.
I played it so many times, and like, there's not a lot of actual hardcore platforming in this game. So to some degree, we get this. What we have is basically a prototype for what becomes the first true collectathon. So it's like a lot of it can just feel like a scavenger hunt, where it's just like go here, get this, with like nothing in the way. You talked about Tall Mountain earlier, and I do like that level, but like the first 2 stars alone are just climb the mountain and then climb the mountain again, but this time catch a monkey. And there are like 5 worlds that do that, where it's like go to the same location and there's just this one vaguely different thing. This is the only Mario game where I feel like getting kicked out when you get a star is really something that hasn't aged well. I still like it. It's just like, whenever I think about going back to play Mario 64, I'm like, am I really gonna fucking go to Mama Battlefield for the like 30th time?
I would, because it's fun to play through it, and that's my take on it.
I just feel like we've reached a point where like I'm spoiled for choice in terms of both 3D platformers and Mario games. But I guess it is going up against Serial, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, one of them's good for you.
Hang on, the Mario 64 Got Milk commercials were very good for you.
I've already decided that Graham is going first, so this is going to go Graham,
Can you change your mind?
Christian, Clanky, Taylor, Mick. So Graham can go.
I'm gonna vote for Super Mario 63 and a half.
Oh, okay.
Also known as Chex Quest.
I was gonna say.
That's a weird way of saying Chex Quest.
Sure. Christian.
I think Chex Quest is a really cool idea and really cute and really emblematic of the time. Again, I just find the idea of a game in a cereal box to be so charming, and it's Doom. I love Doom. Meanwhile, I haven't even made it halfway through Super Mario 64, and I have no interest in going back to it. I'm voting for Chex Quest.
Oh, woof.
You're allowed. Clanky.
I mean, like,
This is
no. Listen to me. I think that Mario 64 is a fantastic Mario game, but I do agree with Taylor that there are not only better platformers, but better Mario games as well. So I just skip me for now. Let's see where this goes.
Wait, really?
It's been very. I have to say, this has been very cathartic to hear you all say this.
Clanky, this is your number 1.
Yeah, and then like I said, 96 wasn't a fun year trying to find games.
It was my number
One
one
of my
too. Before it
entries.
was, before it's compromised
All
with
right.
Chex Quest.
Listen, we can pick on Mario 64, but like not right away.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Well,
Taylor, you're next. And if
Nick,
could,
are you voting
before
for
your
Chex
vote.
Quest? Just tell me.
Yes, I'm voting for Chex Quest.
Okay.
But I want to get. I have like a little thing I wanted to say before that.
Okay, pretend. Okay, well, but all right. Look, I'm voting for Super Mario 64, and I guess Clanky's going to have to break a tie, and I guess it's going to be difficult. What the fuck
Round
are we
one.
doing?
We're really testing the gods tonight.
Sorry, I put on peak. My bad.
It is just great. It is a great game.
So my turn now.
Yes.
Yeah, even though I can guess what you're voting for.
So yeah, look, Taylor, you were right. Super Mario 64 is a playground, but in my opinion, it's one of those like old school playgrounds where like safety was not a thing, and so you'll just like
splinters?
fall onto it's splinters, hard concrete at the end of things that you are very likely to fall off, slides that heat up in the sun to a ridiculous degree. Like it's clear that the person who built this wanted it to be fun, but everything, just the way it was built, just leaves I don't enjoy it.
In the way of the just to challenge the slide analogy, this game does have a ton of slide levels, and those are like some of the best parts of the game.
Okay.
Like,
You know, I'm not a slide level guy, but fair enough.
you strike me. I would have pegged you as a slide level guy, to be honest.
No, I'm not.
You like Battle for Bikini Bottom, right?
Yeah, and that's when you said slide level, I'm like, do I like the slide levels of Battle of Bikini Mountain? No, I really don't.
Oh,
Okay, hold on a second. No.
I mean, I like Battle for Bikini Bottom, and I don't mind the slide levels. Like, I don't hate the slide levels.
Tangent about slides.
Hold on, can I just say Taylor finding out Mick actually doesn't really like something is another sign that we are so back.
We're
We are
like
so back.
slides.
You know what the ultimate sign that we're so back is? We're the first round is a tie between a serial game and one of the most renowned games of the 90s.
Clanky, can I just say something before you cast your vote?
Can I vote for Mario
God.
64 before you say it?
No.
If you'd like.
Taylor, I wouldn't say anything. You might make him vote for Chex Quest.
It's fine. No, go ahead, Clanky.
All right. Well, wouldn't it be crazy if I voted for Chex Quest now? No.
It certainly would.
Listen,
I hope you go
at
catch
the
it.
end of the day, I have to vote for Mario 64 because I really do like that game.
All I was going to say is that this is the first round of the first section. We need to pay for.
Yeah,
That was
we
the
can't
only
have this put right
Tastings
at the
for
top.
scrubs.
We can't start by doing the funniest thing.
I'm voting
No,
for
we
the
have to build to
wind
that.
rises.
Puss.
I'm voting for Super Mario 64.
Is that how I sound?
And that's how you sounded that one time.
I do need to say that the prototype for the Yearlies was founded off of me, Taylor, being pissed off with another bracket-related show, voting for the silly meme over an actual great video game. That if we started by putting
That's our whole
Chex Quest
brand.
over Mario 64, I would be the biggest hypocrite in the world.
I don't think Ape Escape is a funny meme game.
Yeah, Ape Escape is great.
It is when they're voting for it over Final Fantasy. Okay, hang on. I'm actually
Which Final Fantasy is it?
the best one? 9.
I don't think
I would vote for Ape Escape. I would do it unironically.
But the idea, no, but they hadn't played Ape Escape is the problem.
I haven't played Chex Quest.
Neither have I.
Yeah, but you.
Wait a minute.
Okay. That was just round one. Round two.
We're so back.
Round two. We have Tetris Attack, which is a Clanky pick, against ToonStruck, a game I first heard about from Taylor, yet Mick put up.
And the reason for that is I actually forgot that it was a 96 game until Mick put it up, and I was really upset with myself because I don't. We're gonna find out exactly how strongly I feel about this game, but there's a good chance that it could have been my favorite game. We're gonna see. So I was mad, and I'm really thankful that Mick chose now to play it. Because there are things that I don't remember that Mick can help me with. But he just got to go first with Mario 64, so.
No, don't take this away from me.
Whoever wants to.
It's okay if you want to go first.
Yeah, I would like to. If you all will have me.
I'll have you. All right.
Do it.
You can start.
Please don't. All right. So, a horse walks into a bar. Now,
Oh no.
all right. In all seriousness. All right.
Quest.
So, buddy, we're gonna get to the line.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is. Thank you. Yeah. I was gonna ask if Graham could hang up and come back because I didn't get to hear that earlier.
Yeah.
It was me and Jordan, I think, actually.
Yeah, it was him and Jordan.
Hey, Marty, why do you look like Eric Stoltz?
So, ToonStruck is a point-and-click adventure game. This is gonna happen every time I say the name.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done now.
All right, yeah. So ToonStruck.
Cartoon beating.
Yeah, okay. ToonStruck is a point-and-click adventure game that was released for DOS, and the game is quite possibly one of the best point-and-click adventure games I have ever played.
Same.
Hell yeah.
Rad.
First, I'll just tell a little about the premise. Are you all familiar with the classic film Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So the premise of ToonStruck is it stars a cartoonist by the name of Drew Blank, played by Christopher Lloyd.
My hero.
And when he says played by Christopher Lloyd, he doesn't mean voiced by Christopher Lloyd. He means that you play as Christopher Lloyd.
It's an FMV game. So Drew Blank is a cartoonist, and he's called into his office by his boss Sam.
We're so back.
By his boss Sam Schmaltz, played by Ben Stein.
Oh God.
And tells him, "Hey, we need you to design more bunnies for the Fluffy Fluffy Bun Bun show, and I know I don't care that you're suffering from artist's block, but we need them by tomorrow morning." Blank goes home to his office, and then tries to stay up all night to design new characters, and he winds up getting kidnapped and drawn into the TV, and is transported into a cartoon world populated by cartoon characters.
Hate it when that happens.
Awesome.
Yeah. He befriends a character named Flux Wildly, who is a character.
Sure he does.
Yeah, who is his like main bait. Like he designed Flux Wildly. He wants to make Flux a big star,
Let
but
me
was never
modernize
able.
this for you, Mick. He's like Chalk Zone's Snap.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Once in the cartoon world, he wants to find his way back, and the king of Qtopia promises to help him if he can help him stop the evil Lord Nefarious from taking over Qtopia. And what follows is a point-and-click adventure game in which you go through and try and save this cartoon world that you found yourself transported in. Everything is animated, like hand-drawn animated, except for Christopher Lloyd. Who is
Incredible.
just full motion video Christopher Lloyd the entire game.
But it
10 out of
weirdly
10,
works. Like, I never
Yeah.
feel like he's completely out of place.
Yeah. Now, something I have to do is because one of the other things that just needs to be said about this game is its insane cast. I already mentioned Christopher Lloyd and a cameo by Ben Stein. But other voice actors. Strap in, everyone, for me to list off the voice actors in this game.
I love this game.
Red alert.
Look up your
3
ears,
again.
Graham.
All right. Frank Welker, Jeff Bennett, Tress McNeil, Jim Cummings, Corey Burton, Rob Paulson, April Winchell, Dan Castellaneta, David Ogden Steers, Dom DeLuise, and Tim Curry.
Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
This is it's like the Expendables of 90s voice actors.
And
Yeah,
for,
right.
for those of you who need a refresher, David Ogden Steers was Jumba in the Lilo and Stitch movie and TV show.
And Cogsworth and Beauty and the Beast for people who are a little older.
Ratcliffe in Pocahontas.
Yes.
Oh, that one. That's the one.
He's
Homer
also
Simpson.
in the audiobook for World War Z.
Oh, okay.
He's also for some of our really old viewers. He was Major Charles Winchester on MASH.
On MASH. Yeah.
Also, he was in a game called ToonStruck. Believe it or not.
Also,
By the
Tim
way-
Curry was in Rocky Horror. I don't know if people know that.
By the way, I forgot halfway through that you were just naming the work that this one guy did, and I thought we were just naming the work everyone did, so I said Homer Simpson, like the obvious silly joke, and then I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah, so this game, and so I have to say, and I know I'm running over, but I really need to talk about. I really need to just stress because this game is crazy. It feels like it doesn't exist. Like I played it and it feels like it didn't exist. This is quite possibly one of the best point-and-click adventure games I've ever played. Almost all of the puzzles, there was very little moon logic puzzles. Prior to the finale, the only puzzle I struggled with was due to, and I'm going to be careful how I say.
If you throw me under the bus,
I'm not going to throw you on the bus. I'm being going to be very careful. Taylor's the reason I couldn't figure it out, but he is not at fault. No, he is not to blame. He's not at fault. It is my fault. Taylor said something, and then he said, "But don't trust me on this. In fact, forget I said anything." But I was like, "No, I'm just going to believe you," even though he told me not to. So this is on me.
Taylor's a great guy. Taylor means well. His advice is dumb as shit, but no.
No, your advice was perfect because you said, "Don't listen to me," and then said something, and I listened to you.
Yeah. if I can just piggyback off your point, though, is that I think the reason that the puzzle logic in this game works so well is because the puzzle logic is actually has theming to it. The idea is think like a cartoon. Think like the 1930s cartoons. Is there going to be a puzzle with tar and feathering? Probably. Is there going to be a puzzle related to a stick of dynamite? Yep. It's like if you think along the lines of cartoons, you'll actually pull off what the other silly brain puzzles would be. And like so often you need to get into the brain of whoever is designing the point and click that it can be difficult to think from their perspective. But because the puzzles are so thematically approached, it actually works really well. The only time that I couldn't solve puzzles was because there was an object that I didn't realize I could click on.
Yes, thank you. So that's the one thing I was going to say, and these get really egregious in the finale. Like the last section of the game. Where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you clicked on the stove, but you had to click on the stove knob. Ooh.
Is there a puzzle where you have to go over like a gap by running across it and not looking down?
No, but like you're thinking along the right lines of the kind of puzzles this game have. Like it's the kind of thing where it's like you need a light bulb for something, so you'll go to another character and get them to have an idea. And and then steal the fucking light bulb. It's shit like that. Yeah.
There's still so much to say. I think we might need to come back to praise ToonStruck later.
We might need to. I think you're going to get more opportunities too as well.
Yeah, but point being, that's the game, and it's a lot of fun. Also, Dan Castellaneta and Christopher Lloyd as the two protagonists is crazy. It's also crazy to hear Dan Castellaneta playing a rather high-pitched voice character.
Daxter. It's Daxter. He's just Daxter.
Yeah. I mean, the closest voice is probably like Krusty the Clown, but even then, like it's a very different voice. Like it sounds way more like one of the Animaniacs.
Yeah, like Mick told me it was Dan Castellaneta, and I'm like, there's just no way that you just told me the truth.
Don't you recognize him from Aladdin 2: Return of Jafar?
The Return of Jafar. So it has come to this.
So it's come to this. Finally, I can return
to King the Cars.
Christ.
All right. Can I talk about Tetris Attack?
No.
Please.
No. All right. Well,
I think it was overwhelming majority. Yes.
Clanky, what if every time you talk about a game, I make Mick pitch it instead?
So this horse walks into a bar.
We're so back.
Listen.
Mommy.
To be honest, ToonStruck couldn't have gone against a more perfect game because even I don't care about Tetris Attack. So let's get into it. So I'll give it my darndest at least. So if you're familiar with like Puzzle League games, like League Puzzle Pokemon or like anything like that,
fucker. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We are so back.
It's the one thing I had in my notes. I'm like, how can I reintroduce Pokemon to this? And you immediately took that away from me.
Yeah, no worries. It's a Puzzle League game, and in Japan it's known as Panel de Pan, and like originally it had like a magical girl aesthetic, I guess, and now in this game specifically Tetris Attack, which was the first time we got a game like this in the States, it was Yoshi themed.
Oh, baby.
Oh, dear.
It has all your favorites, like Lakitu and Flurry, or Flutter, I think his name is, and Blarg, like the
Blarg.
The guy.
Named after the sound
Blarg
of
the
vomiting.
Yeah. Anyway,
he's a Blarg.
Yeah, dude.
By the way, the Yoshi version was re-released in Japan as BS Yoshi Pan.
Bullshit Yoshi. Let's go.
Just every
so
time Christian brings up Yoshi in an honorable mentions round.
So in Puzzle League, the idea is that like you have these blocks and you have to switch them around to line up 3 in a row, either vertically or horizontally, and each one is different colors, and you can set up combos, like you'd expect of a puzzle game. It's nothing at all like Tetris. So the only reason
Wario's
they gave
Woods.
the only reason they gave this game the name Tetris Attack was definitely to sell it here in the States.
You know what I look at it as? It's like if Puyo, you had a full stack and they just asked you to swap the pieces.
Yeah, but the thing is like, even like with Puyo, if you can't make a match by switching it once, it automatically puts it back. In this game, you can switch the puzzle pieces as many times as you want. So, like, it makes it, like, I'm not gonna say it's easy, because I couldn't do, like, monster combos in it, but, like, it makes it a lot easier to just, like, mindlessly get through this game than you would expect of a puzzle game, you know what I mean? So, it's a fine puzzle game. It does its job, I guess, but it's here because I needed to put entries up for 1996, not because I'm like, oh man, I love Tetris Attack.
It's not your favorite game?
My favorite version of this is Pokemon Puzzle League, specifically on Game Boy, because they do this thing where, like, if you complete a certain objective, they like give you like a Smash Challenger approaching type deal. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, where you like have to fight the Pokemon to like recruit it to your team. I might just be making that up.
I was gonna say, I would love this to be a strange fever dream you had.
But
dog story.
But yeah, Tetris Attack I probably like more than Puyo, so like, don't knock it till you try it.
It's not better than Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
It's better than Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I'm confident.
That's impossible. It's the best game that's ever been made.
Is that it's definitely easier than Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
That's
something
true.
better
That's
than Dr. Robotnik's Bean Bean. Hang on, guys. Guys, I'm done. Count me out.
So, everyone. Drinks in the fridge.
Take me out to the back. I'll look at the flowers.
Take you out with a shotgun.
Take me out to the backyard. Put it against my skull.
Hello, my name is Lenny.
What is he doing?
We're voting. We're voting right fucking now. We've gotten so far off track that the train's about to crash into a farmhouse.
Hello, my name is Lenny.
It doesn't sound like that.
I know. This is an awful impression.
Hey Lenny, I'm Frank.
If Lenny had sounded like the squeaky voiced teen from Simpsons, then that would be something. Okay, I'd like to tend to the rabbits now.
Hello, my name is Lenny. I can't do this voice. This is a bad impression.
Are you trying to do Simpsons?
We're going to the vote.
No.
No, Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
It's the worst impression.
Oh.
This is an awful impression.
Let's vote.
Literature.
I'm going to vote for Tetris Attack.
God damn it.
You fucked me, Graham.
Wait,
Tetris
You'll find.
wait, Graham, I don't believe you.
Why?
You guys, why are you guys worried? You have no reason to be worried. You have no reason to be worried.
Okay, Christian.
But like Graham I feel like Graham just bashed everything that we know he loves.
Yet he didn't vote for Chex Quest. What's wrong with you, Graham?
Like we just gave him the love letter of voice actors, and he said "fuck you."
Anyway, I was gonna vote for ToonStruck, but then you said Tetris Attack had Yoshi in it, and now I'm conflicted. I mean, I'll vote for ToonStruck anyway, but just know it was a closer race than you thought.
Okay, Clanky.
I'm voting for ToonStruck.
Right on.
That game seems really dope.
It does. Taylor.
One of my favorite ToonStruck jokes is there's this: you need to flush a fish in an outhouse, but there's this guy in the way. Outhouse security. It's like outhouse security. Please move along.
Great.
So I'm voting for that one with outhouse security.
Amazing. And Mick.
Yeah, I would just like to thank Mark for occasionally popping in while I was playing it and keeping me company, especially at the end when I was having a mental breakdown, because it turns out that I was clicking on the object rather than the tiny pixel-wide button that I needed to click on.
I was also
Mick, it was tons of fun.
You sounded like you said that like you had a gun to your head.
Yeah, was that a gun cocking in the background?
That was the Andy Kaufman prisoner of war response.
I loved watching Mick play ToonStruck. It was the best night of my life.
They took him out.
These were so bad.
Call off your men, Mick.
He has the same enthusiasm in that as when he announces names of streaming services. It's like, oh, you can find this on Peacock.
Yoshi, I love Yoshi. Yoshi is my favorite running gag.
Yeah, you better.
I am voting for the wind, right? Okay. So
Has
we
everyone
move
gone? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had like 7 more people to go. Honestly,
What?
We are not so back, if that's what you think.
Yeah, like only 5/7 of us are here.
I was like,
We're
wait,
not
does
so
Vinny go
back
next?
After all. No.
Here's Kyle.
All right, round 3 brings us the Neverhood, which is a Mick pick, versus Nights into Dreams, which was a late submission by Christian, who would like to
Who
go first.
promised to do research leading
I
up to
did.
this round?
I did do research.
Yeah.
No, let's do Neverhood
right.
first.
Okay.
No, we can't make Mick go 3 times in a row.
I'd be
Yeah.
fine with it.
No, I think Vic should go first again.
No,
Okay,
no.
cool.
Can I be? No. Let me be real. I've been waiting for the Nights into Dream pitch for like a week. I kind of need to see where. I need to see.
I'll
where
do
this
whatever.
goes.
Listen,
My
I'm fine with whatever.
painstaking research.
All right. Nick, do you want to pitch Nights into Dream?
I don't care.
No, it's my pick.
Let Christian go.
It's my pick. It's me. It's my pick.
Do it. Do it.
Nights into Dreams. Wait, do I go?
Yeah, go. And do the whole pitch like that.
Please
Nights
don't stop
into
it.
Dreams began
No.
as a test for
No.
a flying
No.
system on
No.
the Sega
I am-
Saturn.
I'm saying no in improv.
How
I'm
dare
saying
you.
no to the scene choice.
Cut to the funeral.
Spearheaded
Right.
by the Sonic team. It was inspired by research that they did with REM sleep as well as the teachings of Sigmund Freud.
Yeah.
You play as knights, and the game is a rail flyer, where you fly around in the air, and you go through hoops, and
Might be the only of its kind.
everyone vote for it. Cool.
Yeah.
I never played it. I only know about the pinball machine Sonic
Oh,
Adventure.
wait, Christian, is that all you have?
Yeah, that's my painstaking research
Oh,
on Knights
no.
and Dreams.
I can piggyback off that.
Yeah.
So, first off, I mean, I have to point out the thing about Knights, and this is also going to be relevant for another one of my pitches. This is a Sega Saturn game. The Sega Saturn is the single weirdest console that has ever been made. All right.
You want to die on that hill? Are you sure?
No.
It's up there, but like
It's okay. You're right. You're right. What I mean to say is that the Sega Saturn is the strangest, like, major release console. Like, obviously, the Intellivision is doing whatever the fuck it does. Okay, like there's all these side consoles and whatnot.
yeah,
but in
the
terms of
3DO
like
is a thing. So
Not
Exactly.
even the Apple Pippin? Like, come on.
yeah, okay. But my point is, from like a major, like as considered like a major part of one of the console generations,
yes,
the Sega Saturn is fucking insane. It's first off, it's a Sega game without a Sonic game on it.
They tried. They really tried.
They tried.
Wait, there's a Sonic game on
They
the Saturn.
tried.
Oh
Not-
yes,
not
did-
traditional.
There's a couple Sonic games on the Saturn, actually.
No, there's
Kind
no
of.
tradition. Look into Sonic Extreme, and you'll see
Yeah.
why.
Well, that's not one of them that I'm talking about.
well,
No,
yeah.
it's the game that didn't come
talking
out.
about it, Sonic Extreme 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no Sonic the Hedgehog platformer. Instead, there's a port of 3D Blast and a compilation and then a racing game. But point being, yeah, and also the Sega Saturn also, I mean, it has probably one of the most bizarre things is how it renders shit. So when most consoles render 3D objects, it renders them in triangles. The basic geometric primitive is a triangle.
Dude, this night's pitch is
The
great.
Sega Saturn uses rectangles.
Ew, nasty.
And as a result, it is one of the most agonizing things to port games onto. As a result, the Saturn has almost no fucking games. But the games it does have are fucking weird as shit. And one of those is, obviously, Nights in the Dreams. Sorry, I forget. Oh yeah, that's right. We got lost in our argument about what... we kept getting lost in arguments.
Lost, man.
Lost in the sauce once again. If it all goes right, I'll be in your arms tonight, but I'm lost in the sauce once again. Nights in the Dreams. So Nights in the Dreams is, as Christian describes, a game in which you're trying to fly through rings, but it's a lot stranger than that. You're kind of trying to get a high score, but then you also have to, like, at the end of each level, you have to fight boss fights, which are all different and requiring, like, very... It's almost impossible to talk about this game. Because there's no frame of reference for anything I want to say. You kind of need to see it.
I almost have stuff, but the thing is, I only played the Wii remake, and I don't know how much the Saturn version brought over to the... Like, for example, in the Wii remake, you just have these weird stages where you play as these children. Do you have those in the Saturn version?
They're not separate stages, they're part of the main stages. But yes.
That's stupid. Go on.
We also can't forget about the Chow Garden that happens live in the middle of levels in the background. That there's no UI, but there's an artificial life system called A-Life, where you have to where these like random background sprites will like
started the name here.
What?
Because that was the foundational name for Chow Garden. They called them A-Life. Is that where this came from?
No, it started in Nights with the Nightopians, and just in the background they'll have like different moods and they'll mate with others. They'll create. It's bizarre because it has nothing to do with anything. It's almost impossible to figure out that it exists. But like, yeah, it's kind of like you're trying to go around and do tricks, but also not, because you're trying to collect things and avoid enemy. This game is almost impossible to talk about because it's so different than everything else that like there's no frame of reference that I can say, well, it's like this, because
it's like Superman 64.
Yes, but no, but yes.
All I remember from my time playing the Night's Wii version is that there's this owl, this tutorial owl, and he says to your child protagonist, "Go over there and touch Knights." That is, if you're into that sort of thing.
That's the only thing I know about Knights too. It's the only thing I know about it.
I just think Knights is this weird abandoned piece of Sega that's like, I feel like in the right universe, Knights could be as popular as Sonic, but just isn't.
Well, yeah. They got a pinball machine.
Well, the problem is that like the character Knights, super solid, great design. Unfortunately, they put him in the game with the single strangest, probably most alienating gameplay. It is simultaneously goes really fast, but is also really slow paced.
I hear it has this badass Christmas level that like everyone agrees is like the best Christmas level in games.
Well, it has a Christmas themed version that was released in December of the same year called Christmas Nights.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that was my pick, by the way.
Yeah, and you did a great job.
Thank you. I take all the credit.
So I can talk about Neverhood now.
Yeah.
This one will go pretty quickly.
A horse.
Yeah, a horse. A horse walks into a bar. Yeah. So the Neverhood is another point-and-click adventure game. I have a lot of those this decade. The Neverhood is a point-and-click adventure game. It is also technically a live action, but the entire all the animation for the game is done in claymation.
Oh.
You play as a character called Clayman, who is born out of clay and has no idea what anything is, just like you as you're released into the game. And so you need to figure out why do you exist? What are you doing? Where is everyone? What's the point with anything? And so yeah, it's as I said, it is a point and click adventure game where everything is made like in claymation. It's the puzzles aren't anything to write home about. Like they're fine. They're good. I didn't have any problems with any of them. They're all they're very standard, nothing to complain about. The thing you're mainly here for is just to see the funny, wacky animations, and the animation is actually very good and also very funny often. Like there are moments where like I genuinely laughed out loud at some of the animations. Very good physical comedy in this game.
Is it voice
and also
acting?
just no. There's one character who speaks. There's there are 3 characters who speak, are 4 main weapons, and an almost fanatical devotion to the Pope. There's like 3 characters, 2 of them only speak in cutscenes.
The other tell the truth.
Yes, they only speak in cutscenes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's mainly just very impressive to see how they've designed a game to where you move about in a claymation world and control claymation things. It's a neat experience. Also, I have to talk about the music because the music is fucking wild.
Yeah.
The music sounds like, I mean, how do I describe the music?
It's very Rugrats-like.
Yeah, it's very
That's not
Rugrats.
the word I expected.
No, it's got a bit of a it's got a lot of, I don't know, imagine Bob Dylan was in Ween.
Oh my god.
Like, this is hard to describe. The kind of yes, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
As someone just like weirdly like riffs on like ukulele in the background, where there's a guy doing bass by going with his voice like that.
I mean, it's funny that you guys mentioned this being like close to like what Rugrats music, because the guy who was behind this game also was one of the creators of the show Cat Scratch on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
I see.
That does overwrite me just learning that this was the Earthworm Jim creator.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
How's the puzzle logic?
It's pretty good. I didn't struggle with any of the puzzles. There's only one puzzle that I would describe as truly almost impossible. No, I wouldn't say that actually. It's just it's the biggest problem I'd have with the game is the backtracking. Okay, so here's the thing. The one puzzle that I'll say is abysmal. The one I'll describe as abysmal is the one in which there are just, it's like you come across this wall, and on the wall is you start on one screen, and on the wall is written it is a big thing where you can click on it and you can read a bunch of lore, and you're like, okay, let me click onto the next screen, and the next screen is another wall filled with lore, and it's even longer, and you keep clicking through, and there's like 20 fucking walls of increasingly larger and larger bits of lore, all of which is irrelevant. And you move so slowly, and you have to just walk to the end of this place, grab something, and then walk all the way back. Oh, it's nightmarish. That's the one bit that I'll say is just awful. Everything else, pretty fun.
It's funny, because I was wondering why you put this up, Mick, and then I was reading about it and saw that it had some big theological overtones, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'll do it.
Oh no, that's not the vibe. I just I didn't even think about that. My thing is just, hey, it's a claymation point-and-click adventure game. That's neat.
I mean, I had to look to see that it wasn't like a Will Vincent thing, and it wasn't. But no, it seems honestly kind of cool, kind of bizarre.
Yeah, it is. Just to mention the physical comedy bit, there's this one bit where there's like this door where every single time you try and go through it, you have to like go really quickly, or else you will get smacked in the fucking face. And the way they animate him, like just like jolting backwards and like collapsing on the ground, is inspired.
Yeah.
Or there's a staircase where you can't go down it without tripping and falling down it. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, we do know how you feel about tripping downstairs.
Yes, we do. Jordan. Play it in. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Can't do a very good vocal impression of it. All right, we go on to the votes. Graham, you're up first.
I'm going to vote for Nights of the Dreams. I like sleeping.
Graham just hates me. He has voted every single time. He has voted against the thing I wanted.
I do almost feel like Graham is voting for the opposite of what he actually wants this year.
So he wanted Chex Quest to win.
Yes.
Graham,
Listen,
why didn't you do it?
Oh my god. Christian.
I have my reasons.
Anyway, Nights into Dreams, as you probably heard from my pitch, is my favorite game ever made. I'm gonna vote for Nights into fucking whatever.
Clanky.
I've heard of the Neverhood, and it seems really interesting because I love claymation. Like, I eat that shit up. It's the same reason why Mick wants to check it out. It's a claymation point and click. That sounds neat. Nights into Dreams. The only thing I know about Nights into Dreams is that Nights is his name, right? They were playable.
That is his game.
Right. And he was one of the playable characters in Sega Superstar Tennis, and that's why I know him.
Wait, were they playable or were they the ref?
No, they were playable in Sega Superstar Tennis. I'm looking at the roster right now as we speak.
Okay.
I bought that game.
No need to play the roster on me.
I bought that game from the Scholastic Book Fair, and I treasured it because of that.
Yeah.
Scholastic Book Fair. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's how I
Hey,
got
don't
into
knock
Calvin and Hobbes.
don't knock the Scholastic Book Fair.
I'm
That's where I
not.
bought my
Yeah,
first
right.
Civ game.
Scholastic Book Fair is how I got into Calvin and Hobbes. I love that.
Yes.
I love those. I love the
Yeah,
thing.
they're really good.
Getting the catalog, like the good shit on there. I love the Scholastic Book Fair.
Taylor.
Mick, I want you to just verify with me. When I look at the Neverhood, it looks kind of more like Oddworld or like one of those like stiff, heavy platformers that it does a point and click. This is a pure point and click game, yes?
It's a pure point and click. There's no platforming of any kind. You click to make the character move, and you collect things. You click on things. It's a point and click. Like, I don't know why you're getting that vibe, but I can assure you that is not the thing. It is a pure point and click adventure game. You know, like if this is like the most. Oh, the one thing I will say, there's almost no inventory management.
That's kind of the vibe I was getting, I guess.
But like other than that, it's still all solving puzzles. It's still a point and click adventure game. It's just one where there's no inventory.
Yeah.
Not that there's no inventory, there is an inventory, but it's just used very sparingly compared to other games.
Okay. I think I went into this thinking that Knights would be easy for me to vote for because I could just mindlessly go through rings. And I think somewhere along the line, I'm like, I don't think any of us give a shit. And Mick clearly gives a shit about his. And also, it's part of a genre that I love. And why get attached to Nights into Dreams when Nights is dead?
Excuse me, Nights is my favorite game ever. Watch your fucking tongue.
Oh, hang on. There's one last thing I need to say about the Neverhood. Taylor, I know you don't like point-and-click adventure games where you can die. You can die in the Neverhood. There is a... Hang on, I need to say. There's a location in the game. It is a giant hole in the ground with a sign saying, "Don't go into the hole or you will die." If you click on the hole, you'll jump in and die. That's the only way you can die in the game.
Do you have to reload your save when that happens?
Yes, but it's clearly telegraphed, "Don't jump in the hole, you will die."
And that's the only time that happens?
Yes.
Okay, I'll vote for the Neverhood. You almost took the vote away. You really did. I really my finger was on the button, and you're like, "Hang on."
Yeah, I needed to mention that because I just find it amuses me to no end that the one way to die is said, "Don't do this or you will die," and it serves no other purpose. It's literally just there. The only thing it is for the joke of it says, "Don't do this or you will die." You did it and you die. It's like, well, what did you expect? We warned you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and
exactly
now
what
I
it says
know.
on the tin.
And now I know, so I won't have that experience. So, all right, I'll give it to the Neverhood. I didn't think I was going to give it to the Neverhood, but I guess I'm giving it to the Neverhood.
Yeah. Tied up for Mick.
I'm voting for The Wind Rises. Here's the thing, I'm not considering it because I like Knights.
Mick, don't you fucking dare.
I'll vote for the Neverhood.
Okay. I can't believe you voted against my favorite game ever. I'm so upset.
For Mick and Taylor
so
to be
hard
friends, we have to we have to reach a certain threshold of understanding with each other.
I worked so fucking hard on that.
Mick and Taylor are friends. Taylor just threatened me to not vote for it.
Yeah, you're friends.
Okay.
Round 4, 2 very similar games here. We have Bubble Memories, which the story of Bobble 3, which is a Clanky pick, versus a very similar game to that, Resident Evil, which is a Graham pick.
I need to ask a question.
Yeah.
Is this Bubble Bobble 3?
Yes, this is Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was Bubble Bobble 3 and it had no story, and then they separately released the game with the story in it.
It's a
No,
documentary.
This is Bubble Bobble 3. Do you want to go first, Graham, or can I go first?
I'll go for it. No.
If you would like to go first, go for it.
Clanky, since I
right,
dipped
thank
you
you.
on in the honorable mention of things, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, that's fair.
He gets away
Wow,
with
who
it
fucking
every
saw
time.
that coming?
If one of us was going to get away with it, it'd be Graham. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Resident Evil.
It is
one of the most iconic games of all time. It's one of refined some.
Why do you sound like you're at gunpoint?
It's sort of taking some of the elements from Alone in the Dark and refining them.
Let's go. Let's go.
It
Let's talk about refining. Alone in the Dark is perfect.
Sure. This game is
game's
for
garbage.
Indians.
I love it so much.
What do you mean, yeah, Graham? Keep going. Tell me about Resident Evil.
No, Resident Evil, it has...
It has textures.
Hey, Graham. Here's a question that I should start asking you every time it's your pitch. Did you play Resident Evil?
Okay, I know he's played Resident Evil. I've seen him play Resident Evil.
Yeah, we've watched him
Did you play the
Resident
1996 Resident Evil?
No.
Yes.
He said...
Oh.
Well...
Okay.
But
Lovely.
Okay.
I didn't play the 1995 Worms, and look how that...
Did you play the GameCube version?
The remake, yes.
Okay. I think that's fair, because if we tried to talk about the GameCube version, I would have said, no, we can't talk about this, because this is just a remake.
I feel like the GameCube version is so many leagues and bounds different than the original in terms of graphical overhaul, voice acting, that, like...
We did talk about the GameCube version in 2002. We did talk about it. It lost. It got last place.
Graham!
Yeah.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. The voice acting in this game,
it's so good.
Like the live action motion thing, like the fact that this was supposed to be like a remake of like an NES game called Sweet Home, and then they were just like, "Fuck it, let's just make something else." And someone at Capcom.
This franchise is fucking cursed because fucking Devil May Cry started as, "Hey, let's make let's make a Resident Evil game." They said, "Ah, fuck it, let's just make it its own thing."
Yeah.
Can we talk about the intro cutscene?
I don't know. We have a lot
specifically this version.
I want to hear about Bubble Bobble.
No, it came about because someone at Capcom went up to Shuji Mikami and said, "Hey, what do you think about horror?" He goes, "I hate horror." Like, great, you're the perfect person to make a horror game.
Can't believe I wrote notes for this.
I'll speak up as someone who played the GameCube version, but not a lot of it.
No, but we already talked about the GameCube version.
But I'm going to talk about it again.
No.
I think that this Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, Bubble Bobble.
I
love Bubble Bobble, especially the bit where he says, "You were almost a Bobble Bobble."
Maybe you the master of bubbling.
So what are we?
Richard!
What are we? Some kind of Bubble Bobble?
Anyway, I didn't even talk about Resident Evil in 2002.
That's it.
So
some kind of Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, are we going to talk about Resident Evil more, or
I didn't get to talk about it in 2002, so I'm just going to say that Resident Evil, I think it's a cool idea. I like the lore, the monsters, things like Lisa Trevor and the Tyrants and all that sorts of stuff. I think it's very fascinating. I think Resident Evil builds a very unique world. Albert Wesker is an incredibly entertaining villain. Jill Sandwich, something, Snake, Shark, Bazinga.
And I'll say that I don't like it. I think that the tank controls combined with the camera make for a really frustrating experience that is designed to, instead of actually being scary, limit your ability to actually play the game properly. You get like 6 inventory slots and you can only save like a couple of times. And I just don't like those things. I get that some people are into it, but to me, it just feels like there's this giant world with too many open areas at once, and it's not Resident Evil 4. This game is spoopy.
My experience playing Resident Evil 1 is playing a Left 4 Dead map that recreates the mansion of Resident Evil 1.
So cool!
Complete
really cool.
with all the puzzles.
That's so
I would
cool!
prefer to play that version, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And I've never played a Resident Evil game in my life.
Okay, Bubble memories.
Right. So, how familiar are we all with Bubble Bobble? Do I need to explain what Bubble Bobble is?
Do you mean do you mean the gameplay or the story?
The gameplay.
Okay.
I played
I'm
Bubble
very
Bobble
familiar.
one time.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
2 dragons named Bub and Bob, but they weren't dragons.
So yeah,
Is it
the whole
like
idea
Snood?
is like, no, sorry, you're thinking of Bust a Move, which is the puzzle game starring Bub and Bob that is kind of like Snood, but that's neither here nor there. Bubble Bobble is like a platforming-esque game where you run around trying to turn enemies into bubbles that you blow from your mouth. And the idea is like you pop the bubble and then they die, and you have to clear every stage. In this game, in particular, Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3, you have 80 levels to clear, or 70 if you cannot collect all the potions from the bosses. That's right, I said bosses, because this Bubble Bobble game has bosses where you have to use like certain abilities, like your lightning bolt that shoots out of your butt, or the fire that you drop from your butt. And
This game is critical of humor.
yeah, and so you use those abilities to like beat the bosses, which is at first it's very frustrating because you're like, what do I do? And then you realize how to cheese it, and it becomes really easy to do. The game itself it's an arcade game, so they definitely do that thing where it's like, we're gonna make this game crazy hard, so you have to keep spending quarters. But playing this on an emulator was really easy because you could just like constantly enter coins yourself, and you basically have infinite lives. So I enjoyed it, even though I would imagine that like paying $30 to play this game would not be as fun.
I think collectively when we played Ninja Baseball Batman right before the '93 Yearlies, I think we spent like $50 to play that game in quarters that I put in.
God, yeah, no, it's rough. I get it. It's Bubble Bobble, you know, to be honest, like, I think I prefer the original Bubble Bobble over this one.
We're
The
so
original
back.
Bubble Bobble is
Real.
a great song. It is
We're
a
so
great
back.
song.
Yeah, you know what sucks? The music in this game is dog water, dude. I hate it.
By the way, Clanky, this is a Japanese exclusive, right?
No, it came out in Europe as well.
This is a Japanese exclusive, right?
It came out in Europe as well, actually.
Right?
That actually came out in Europe.
And Europe is a Japanese exclusive, right?
Europe
Yeah,
is a
dude.
Japanese exclusive.
What is this,
Well-
1942?
No. Well, that's everything that I have to say about Bubble Memories. I have to go hard for this game because I put it up, but you know,
Dude, so
It's-
many bubble memories.
yeah.
Yeah, look, Clanky, I get it. You're going about as hard as I went to Nights into Dreams. We both love our games, you know? We both love
Yeah,
them.
there's so much effort this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a game. Hey, to be fair, I played through this entire game today to make sure that my notes.
I saw that.
My yeah, right.
Did I
My,
miss the Bubble
notes on
Memories
this game-
playthrough?
Oh, he didn't
No,
stream it.
I didn't stream it. I just did it in my room.
I saw that you were playing an emulator, and I'm like, he's playing Bubble
Emulator.
Bobble, isn't he?
So the notes that I have is that whenever you fight a boss, it says, "Warning: the room guarder name is approaching fast." And my favorite name out of all the bosses is Koornt. Koornt. Level
Corn,
14.
the unfriendly fucker.
He's approaching fast, by the way.
Like
This-
us, right now?
Yeah. Level 14 says "Let's Play," like the words "Let's Play" are written.
What?
And I thought that it was
Like,
I thought it was crazy that it was the first Let's Play to be in media.
Wow.
And then last
Like, then, if you want to tack your joke than that, I also really like Quarnt's song "Freak on a Leash."
shut the fuck up.
Here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing, though. I mean, you say that. If you go to the fourth room in the Resident Evil mansion, it right on the wall it says "Hello Internet and welcome to Game Theory." So you know,
Damn.
like we're
Did you know?
I
That's
thought you were
crazy.
going to say it says Quarnt is coming.
Court.
Well,
I
the
love
last one
Silent
I have here, really quickly, is that there's one ability that you can get where you pop a bubble and water goes down and the water kills any enemy that it touches. But in this game in particular, when you like the water ability activates, it makes the same sound effect as a toilet flushing, which I understand the creative decision there, but it's very crazy hearing 50 toilet flushes when there's a bunch of bubbles at the top of the screen.
This game's so funny. It's almost it makes you want to merge without looking.
Oh no. Well, it's Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3. Don't ask me what the story is because I couldn't tell you.
The story is a horse walked into a bar. I'm sorry. That's so many good jokes this year, at least. All right.
And he said,
we go.
I
to
used to be a
vote.
famous actor, you know.
Yeah. Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So, Graham, you're up.
There's a part of me that wants to be funny, but I know I'll never be funny. So I'm just going to vote for Resident Evil.
Oh, thank God. Christian.
Well, luckily for you, Graham, I've got funny to spare. Resident Evil.
No, that is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Clanky.
I am ride or die for Bubble Memories and one other game on this bracket, and we'll get to that soon. But for right now, I'm a Bubble Memories
boy.
fan.
Wow. All right. Taylor.
I just have too many Bubble Memories.
Tied up for Mick.
Mick.
And Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3.
I'm proud of you.
God, if Chex Quest won the first round, this would be the greatest round 2 of all time.
Oh my God. Wow. Well,
All
it
right.
may still be the greatest round 2 of all time. Because,
Well, it depends on where this fucking round goes.
well,
You
I
shut
mean-
your little fucking hole that makes sounds.
round 5, folks. We have.
What?
No,
No.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I accept this as the alternative.
He's in fight or flight
Not
mode.
about Jumpstart Second Grade, which is a Taylor pick.
This is a
I
Yoshi's
wasn't laughing
Island
at that
edit,
at all.
by the way.
Oh.
Don't say that about Cornt.
All right, round 5. Jumpstart Second Grade, for some reason, which is submitted by Taylor, going up against another Taylor pick, Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble.
Dixie corn stuff.
End my life. All right, who's going first?
All right, you little fuckle chucks, listen up.
All right. I'm
Now-
sorry.
For the entirety of the time that I have submitted Jumpstart Second Grade, I have received a litany of hate mail for a game that none of you knew about. And
I knew about it.
I don't believe you for a second.
Oh, we knew about it, but we just, it's
I-
Jumpstart.
I have never I like you guys all think that Jumpstart Second Grade is like this piece of trash game, and I am here to tell you that that is so not fair. It is so mid, it's not even funny. All right, now listen.
I just want to make something clear. I'm with Taylor on this one. I'm on his side, and coincidentally, it's a frog game.
It's true.
You hate
It's true. It's true. Let's get all right. Look, let's get into this. Okay. First of all, the Jumpstart franchise, another franchise among the Humongous Entertainment games that started in the '90s that I think was really cool. It's like, hey, you want to get a head start on the next year of school, but like play fun edutainment games? Here, go on treasure hunts with dogs, or go on adventures with frogs. So, Jumpstart Second Grade is a game that starts like any other. A mailbox bird signs you up for a newsletter. You break into an elementary school after hours, and then a frog comes out of a secret elevator, and you and the bug, who is just Squidward, go into a secret elevator and go on all sorts of educational adventures. So, your host, you have CJ the Frog, who is just this super eager to be here frog who's like, let's go on an adventure. And Edison is like the wisecracking bug who's like, I don't really care about you or what you're going on, but like this is an educational game, so I have to like give you a pat on the back when you fucking solve basic math problems. So let's just fucking do this already. And it works super well. Game is essentially just a series of mini games, and you play them to earn stamp points, and therefore every time you get 100 points, you get a stamp, and the stamp is animated, but you won't ever keep the stamp because you also have to earn postcards that you need to put the stamps on. And you get the postcards by going on adventures, which are basically the missions that ask you to do specific tasks in the game, and they slowly colors in a world map of the United States, and you get some bunny postcards.
It's a world map of the United States.
It's a more fun.
Yeah, that's how Americans think the United States.
It is a more fun game loop than you think. So, in this video game, Pluto is still a planet, and that gives it credit all in of itself. Yes. The game actually,
Pluto messed up, right?
The game actually helped me memorize the planets of the solar system while also being constantly under attack by aliens. This is the thing about this game. It's like it's this game, but with this educational twist. So you have like find the planets of the solar system. It's like Space Invaders for babies. You have Frogger, but you solve math problems. You have Pipe Maze, but you're recycling. You have football, but you're cheerleading math. Please listen to my pitch. I'm trying so hard.
Listening to your pitch, Taylor.
Now, in one of the mini games, you have to decode languages, and I give this game credit. It has the entire ASL language and the Braille language. It also has fucking Larvaic. And Mick, you as the most knowledgeable person here, I need to ask: is Larvaic a fucking language?
No.
No. Okay. So they did make it up. They did also add this.
It is, I believe, the language of larva.
Oh, my native tongue.
My absolute favorite part about this game is the music, because this game is weirdly kind of a musical. There are vocal tracks everywhere you go. There is a song that is just called The Cave, and it's Oh Susanna, but like describing caves.
You got Mick.
The absolute best songs, though, are the Noun song, which is just two kids who tease each other by just calling the other nouns. So it's just like, you're a fucking noun, Joey. Like, that's the whole song. Hey, Joey, you're wearing a noun. What are you talking about? Hey, Joey, you're wearing an... And by the end of the song, it's, hey, Joey, you are a noun. What the fuck did you just say to me?
And got profanity.
And then
kids should.
But then, and then the number.
This is right up there with Raven the Unfriendly Fucker and making fiends. Why don't you kill yourself?
Man, Children's Entertainment went hard.
That was a good vendetta.
The number one song is a song called "A Goat in My Room," which is a song that is trying to teach you about verbs, where a man is changing clothes in, I guess, his room, and a goat breaks in, eats all of his clothes, and then mocks him by just speaking verbs. And if that wasn't bad enough, he breaks into his room multiple times, and the song is catchy as fuck.
Yeah, honestly, when it was number one on the billboards for that particular month, it was crazy, honestly.
Yeah, the Macarena pulled it off there.
The adjective song is stupid. Adjectives suck, and adverbs aren't real in this universe either. All of this is to say, you guys know that Jumpstart Second Grade is a fucking game for second graders, and not even because you're jumpstarting, which means you're probably in first grade. The game loop of filling out your stamp book and postcards is ultimately actually pretty fun. I played this game a ton as a kid. It's fun as a kid. I probably would still get the modicum of enjoyment out of it. And now I have to keep talking because both of these are mine.
I think Mick could talk about Donkey Kong Country 3.
If he'd like.
I can talk about Donkey Kong Country 3.
No, wait. He actually likes Donkey Kong Country.
I've not played Donkey Kong Country 3, so I'd have to start making stuff up. But, you know.
That's interesting.
I say we let him do it.
Bold claim. Bold claim. I think this would be Mick's favorite Donkey Kong Country.
Did they release for the GBA?
Yes.
Okay, then they got a chance there.
Yes. See, Donkey Kong Country.
You're telling me he's gonna like Tiny Kong, or what's its name, Kitty Kong?
Kitty Kong.
Okay, all right. So let's
Kitty Kong.
Let's let's start there.
Hey, don't mock. That was a very common very common kid's name back in the 1900s.
Keep talking because this is going to go into a bad place. So this is the thing about Donkey Kong Country 3. Everyone immediately is like, "Oh, this is the worst one because Kiddy Kong's the stupidest thing ever." And like, yeah, he looks stupid as fuck, but functionally, he's just a slightly better DK. So while it's not as good as the duo of DKC 2, the overall duo here is still better than that of DKC 1, in my opinion. So you have Dixie, the best character, and there's this weird moment in Nintendo history where like, oh my god, Dixie Kong is the protagonist of a video game. That still blows my mind to some degree because the entire franchise abandoned her after this. And what I like about this one is the theming to the levels. Donkey Kong Country 1 is like a pure jungle country setting. Donkey Kong Country 2 goes kind of thematically all over the place with pirate ships and, carnivals. But this one, it's got a vibe of Canada and Europe going for it. So you got a lot of log cabins and waterfalls to climb, European castles. It's a very, I don't know, I get more country theming with this one than I do with the others, which is maybe not a popular opinion, but I think is the truth all the same. The same great secret hunting is here along the 2 nailed that 1 did not. The difference is that hero coins, you have to hit a Kremling from behind with a barrel and just blocking you with a shield, so you have to angle it, and I feel like it's kind of fun.
Hang on, I just looked something up. You guys know what I need to read out the name of this setting for this game. It takes place in the northern Cremisphere.
Sure.
Yeah. And what's interesting about this one is that this is the first Donkey Kong Country with an actual hub. So you travel to each of the worlds through the hub and you ride different vehicles to get to them. And maybe you can make the argument that it slows down the pacing of level to level, but it also makes secret hunting a thing where you can find hidden banana bird caves. Lots of cave exploring in this one, Mick.
Caves.
And rhythm game in the caves or something.
The level design, I think, is also consistently on the level of that of DKC 2. You got toboggan races. You got you got waters with poison that reverse your controls. You got some animal buddy levels, and admittedly, playing as an elephant's not as cool as playing as a rhino because whenever you run into a mouse, you fucking run for your life, which is not as great as it sounds. And the bosses are weird. There's a first-person shooter snowball fight. There's one where you
the barrel.
Yeah, there's a barrel with teeth. That's the first boss.
Burp into a pit and it dies.
Yeah. And then there's one where there's just a face on a waterfall. You have to spit water at it.
Oh, I think I have a picture of that one.
How do you kill a waterfall with water?
You put a little boogie in it.
Oh, good God, people.
You had that answer ready to go. And I think the thing
we're so back.
I think the weirdest thing about this game is that this game has these very out of place looking country bears who all run different facilities. They all run different facilities across the map, and you go on this weird trading side quest, and the music is really interesting, and just the bears look, I don't want to say they look realistic, but they do not look like Donkey Kong bears. It's really weird.
A lot of things in this game don't look like they're from Donkey Kong Country.
Do any of the bears look like Haley Joel Osment?
This is not
so the
over.
The atmosphere of this one is just really fascinating. And while it's definitely not as good as DKC 2, it does come pretty dang close. And this one gets a bad rap as being the easy worst one. And I think it's a comfortable second place. And still one of the best things on this bracket.
Because I don't know if you know this, but Haley Joel Osment was in The Country Bears, where he played a bear named Barry Barrington.
Nice. I agree that this game, I haven't played this game, full disclosure. I agree that this game is probably underrated. I do think it would probably be my least favorite of the trilogy, but not by a whole lot.
If you go in with that mindset, then you'll probably feel that way. But
Well, here's the thing, right? The thing about the game that strikes me is that it feels like it's trying to do both of what Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 did, but sort of doesn't reach the peaks of either of those. It tries to go for that more naturalistic, atmospheric feel that 1 does, but it doesn't quite reach it. The soundtrack isn't quite as good.
But see, I mean, maybe the soundtrack, but I don't agree about the theming. I actually think the theming is better here. I feel like to some degree, Donkey Kong Country 1 plays it really safe.
Exactly. And, I mean, it's called country after all. It's got country in the name. If anything, I feel like same in the gameplay, from what I've seen at least, the Donkey Kong Country 3 feels like it's throwing things at a wall quite a bit. And it looks like a lot of things stick, but I do want to say that, while I think this game is underrated, I think some of its rap may come for a reason.
You know what? Counterpoint. Fuck you.
He died. You know what? Can I counter your counterpoint?
No.
Too bad.
I second Christian's motion to counterpoint.
Oh, thank you. See, we love democracy. Anyway, we can vote. Speaking of democracy.
All right, the voting order has shifted. It is now Christian's turn to go.
I mean, despite me being a little bit hard on it, I am still going to vote for Donkey Kong Country 3.
Howard.
Okay.
You know what? Fine. Goo goo gaga.
Clanky.
I was asking myself what kind of game would have to go up against a Donkey Kong Country game for me to vote for Donkey Kong Country. And I think I draw the line at a game made for first graders.
It's technically not made for first graders. It's made for people who had graduated first grade but had not yet started second
It's
grade.
specifically for the summer of first grade graduation.
What a demographic.
And are you telling me that if you play it, in the spring of first grade, your head's gonna explode?
Clanky,
Yes,
I'm
that's
pretty
exactly
sure
what I'm saying.
Clanky, I'm gonna be really real with you. I'm pretty sure I played this game when I was
Children
12.
Oh damn, dude!
I was really addicted.
I
to
want to
this
make a
game.
joke about this, but I think I've already made that joke in a previous Yearlies, so I can't anymore.
Yeah, I'd be careful.
That being said, I'm voting for Donkey Kong Country 3.
Yeah. Taylor.
I am so confident that Jumpstart Second Grade is going to win that I'm going to give Donkey Kong Country 3 the win.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with hardships before you can deal with, success.
It's my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think 2002's The Country Bears was a really underrated film.
I agree with you.
Bears!
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I mentioned, you have Haley Joel Osment playing a bear named Barry Barrington. And then you have Christopher Walken as the main villain, just saying bears repeatedly.
Yeah, Reed Thimple is his name, and he's a banker.'s an evil banker. The movie was also written.
Why are you dressed as Batman?
Dixie Kong's Double Trouble.
The movie was written by a lot of the people that made the Animaniacs, so that's why it's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so I have Country Bears.
Okay. I assume that's a vote for Donkey Kong.
I'm gonna have
Country
to give
3.
Jordan the Donkey Kong Country bear theme music that plays whenever you run into a bear shop.
Yeah, you can do that. I'll play that.
And besides, the movie used animatronic suits rather than CG.
That's you know what? Thank you, Mick. That's the word I was looking for. The bears almost feel animatronic.
Oh my god, it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh no.
Like they're not. Like they have no physical characteristics that would make you think animatronic. But when you said it, I'm like, I don't know. Even though they don't look animatronic, I feel like they're animatronic.
What I love about this is that me and Taylor are actually having we're having two different conversations about two different things, but somehow we're communicating.
This is
Why
great.
Communication.
Why are you dressed up as Batman?
Graham, what are you voting for?
Taylor, do you consider us friends?
Oh no.
I could ask you the same question, Graham.
Well, answer the question for me, Taylor.
After you stopped sending yachts, you also stopped talking to me. So,
Hey, at least
That's not true. That's not true. We've had discussions.
at least he's trying to defend himself. Last night we failed to have small talk with one another, and Graham was like, "You see, this is why we don't hang out."
Oh man.
what is the point you're trying to make, Graham? Go ahead.
My point is that I'm voting for Jumpstart Second Grade.
Okay.
Wait, why?
Why, Christian? Why do you ask such asinine questions?
Some of the humor in Country Bears really falls flat, to be honest. So I don't
Actually,
blame
no.
him.
I think a lot of the
Okay,
humor in it
fair,
really
fair
works.
point.
It's just it's
No. There's some of the jokes just don't work, but like for the most part, it's really solid.
It is.
All right,
yeah.
folks, can we get ready to talk about Peak?
Round 6. Battle of the one-syllable words. We have Quake, which is a Graham pick, versus my wild card pick, Snood.
Jordan, you can go first, but can I just say one thing that I've?
Oh, you've decided for Graham. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he wants to go, you guys can fight over it, but I want to say something. Ever since I saw this round, I have kind of created this vision in my head of like this guy at a fancy French restaurant, and the waiter comes up to him and goes, "And for you, sir, the Snood or the Quake?"
John Eric? And no car!
Anyone can snood.
Anyone can snood.
In space, no one can hear you, Snood.
All right. Graham, would you like to go first in this round?
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
I love how he said that. He was like, "Jordan, what the fuck? What
No.
What do you think we're all here for, Jordan?
Yeah, this is the rounds. This is the rounds. The whole Yearlies is riding on this.
Okay, so you may be wondering, Jordan, why the fuck did you put Snood on here? The answer is that I had no choice.
It's not what I was wondering, but okay.
Because we've had room in these 90s Yearlies for what I call the OS standard stuff you don't have to seek out and buy. It's already there because Windows gave it to you. We talked about Solitaire. We just talked about Full Tilt Pinball. There's actually a list of the most played games around the time of 2001, and a lot of the OS standards are on there. Games that had reached everyone, games that everyone could easily access, games everybody already had. Well, 9th on that list is Snood, and it's important because Snood is not an OS standard. It's a shareware. You install a free trial, it's there on your OS. So people had to seek out this game, and it's still on a list of the most played games ever in 2001. And why? Because a case can be made that Snood is one of the most addicting games of all time. And you can make lots of counter arguments to this, like to modern app games like Flappy Bird and Subway Surfers and Temple Run. Snood came first, and Snood hit harder. Now, Snood itself is not a revolutionary game. It's Puzzle Bobble. You shoot characters at light groups. Groups of 3 or more disappear. Gravity affects pieces below.
Did Puzzle Bobble, was it out yet, Puzzle Bobble?
I think so. I think it was.
Okay, that was 1994. Okay.
Yeah. So you play till either the wall hits the bottom of the screen or you get all the little Snood characters in a set. Everyone has played a game like this at some point, but Snood worked because something about the design of this game screams 1996 in the same way that the GIF file of the dancing baby is so 1996, or the Macarena is so 1996. The aesthetic is just there. All of these pieces you're shooting at are these fully formed, expressive characters with names. They were fan-voted upon names. The 7 made Snood pieces are Jake, Sonny, Spike, Mildred, Gigi, Midoribe, and Zod, who you must apparently kneel before. Snood is like, what if the Tetris blocks had mortgages? Yeah, it's like, what if they had mortgages, finances, and actual lives and backstories?
Every Snood a story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's plenty of levels to unlock, plenty of special moves to employ, plenty of ways to keep the game fresh through replay after replay, which is why people in 1996, using the very early incarnation of the internet, kept playing it and playing it. I came across Snood as a kid because it was on my uncle's PC, and one night I got hooked on it and eventually had it installed on my family PC, 5 years old or whatever, going nuts over Snood. It was insane. In 2001, in a feature article on Snood for Washington newspaper The Tower, a reporter felt the need to sum things up with the title, Snood, at least it's not crack. And it might as well. Snood is my wild card. Crack never really went away.
This is the moment in which Jordan will edit a picture of DC Mayor Marion Barry.
Yes. Snood's my wildcard because Snood marks the evolution of browser games from OS standards to Flash games. It's the missing link between Solitaire and Cartoon Summer Resort. You better fucking believe I'm putting that music in. And guess what? You can still play Snood online today. You can play the original version or several modernized versions if that's what you want.
Well, you can't say that about Travian Legends.
Hey!
I actually, the last couple of days, I spent a couple of days playing Snood, and it is just as wonderful as I.
He's been on a Snood cruise.
Now that you've told me that Snood is just available to play online, I'm going to be addicted to this game.
Right now.
It's there.
I forgot that this game existed until like Jordan brought it up for this Yearlies, and like I'm so upset that I forgot about it because this is you said it 100%. This is an amazing game. It's so addicting. Yeah. It's a great puzzle game, and like this game has a lot of like sentimental value to me because like this was a game that my grandfather would play all the time. Like, I don't know how he got access to this game. He was like tech savvy enough, I guess, to understand like how to download a game like this. And he played it all the time to the point where like he would like try to beat like his own records. He was really big into like the high score shit. And when he like got the highest score he ever could, he like it's like, you know, cute, I guess. He like named it after me because like he knew it was the highest score that he was ever gonna get.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. So Snood holds a lot of sentimental value to me for that reason. I love this game. And I'm so glad that I remember it exists because I really, not that I almost forgot about it, but like being reminded of it brought back all these memories, you know?
Like Clanky, I'm sure
really
your grandpa does not have the stereotypical old man voice. I'm sure he had a very like sensible sounding voice, but in my head, it's like he was from Rome. He moved here when he was 12 from Italy. So like he was very
the Snood.
I mean, to be honest,
that music.
To be that's funnier, but like in my head, just the idea of like, hey Clanky, I bet you can't beat my Snood score.
Because my grandfather calls me Clanky.
Yes. For the purpose of this, yes.
I'm calling you after my favorite PS2 game.
You're so right. You're so right. In my universe, everyone calls you Clanky.
Yeah, I mean,
that's his name.
Yeah. It is
true.
One last point here about Snood. In my in the Sim Tower pitch a couple of years ago, I ended with a bizarre fun fact that'll appeal to you on some level, and I have that for Snood. And I remember this from when I was a kid. After your 50th game or so of Snood on the initial free trial, every 10 or so games, the program will stop, the characters will come out, and there will be a 4-line poem, different each time, kindly asking you to register the game. It's clear that these were written by game creator David M. Dobson. This was a chief source of income for him. I actually found a few of the poems. They're of this caliber. Things like this. Be a friend. Be a dude. Be responsible. Register Snood.
Oh,
you know your games. You aren't a fool. You paid for Snood, so you are cool. Cats have hairballs. Dogs have fleas. Dave is broke, so register please. And the last one I did. These poems are bad.
That one sounded.
They're getting worse. Register now to stop the verse.
I would love for one of them to just end with ibuprofen at the end.
One of them's just, you know, whatever.
That petered out so bad.
Just stops rhyming. And it's like, all right, look, I'm gonna be real with you. My rent is due.
My wife left me.
Seriously, folks.
Yeah, I'm having I have a bad relationship with I have a bad relationship with my son that I'm looking to patch.
I have nothing else other than Snood.
I almost said let's go to the vote, but then I forgot that we haven't done Quake yet.
Yeah, Grandma's Quake.
I'll be really quick. I've not played this game.
Oh,
really?
Are you gonna play
Oh,
me,
that's our
Christian, after this bracket?
I've played every game that I've.
Jordan,
Oh,
do you know how you have theme music for whenever Mick has his spite vote?
yeah, I'll play that now.
No. Well, okay. But more to the point, can you give Graham his own theme music when he puts up a game he hasn't played?
What's it going to be?
It's got to be the fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
Look, I'm a busy man.
You're a busy man. I played ToonStruck, Neverhood, and Mr. Bones for this.
Yeah.
And
You
ToonStruck is
made your
fantastic.
choice.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but Quake is, I mean, it's more
Well,
Doom.
it's also a serial.
I was going to say, it's another serial game.
Oh my god, it's Chex Quest.
Yeah. Like, Quake really, the thing I associate most with Quake is Quake really set up like the multiplayer scene for like first-person shooters in a way that like Doom had kind of gone into, but I feel like Quake was what really was really when like the flint met like the steel in kind of like a way that set the fire.
Yeah, no. So like, I mean, Graham. So if you don't mind me kind of saying a few things about Quake myself.
Yeah, go ahead. I was hoping
Okay.
you would.
There's so much relief in that voice. Yeah. So yeah, Doom did sort of Doom did sort of have like, you know, Doom had multiplayer death matches and stuff, but like Quake is where that really became a thing, where people really started to set up these massive LAN parties. It's also where they added, like, this was one of the first-person shooters to have online multiplayer. When they had the Quake World update, this game is like, I mean, it feels weird to call a game like this a party game, but in many ways that's kind of what it feels like. I don't know a lot of people that played Quake for the single player mode, but I know people who have tons of stories about the multiplayer mode. Like,
if you don't want me to play Quake, just say so.
Okay. Like, and I mean, this is a real 90s Wall Street type story. But my dad's office had a Quake server they set up.
Oh my god.
And you know, they would always, you know, they had, you know, stupid fucking usernames, and they would only they'd play the game when, you know, they had some, you know, free time. And you know, it was you know, it had a very, even though like the game is, I mean, it's, you know, it's a real sort of intense boomer shooter. Like it's super fast moving. Everything is like the gameplay is super fast paced, but for some reason it feels weirdly laid back despite all of that, including the fact that, again, I said again as if I mentioned this before. I don't think we did. The soundtrack is composed by 9 Inch Nails.
Oh yeah, that's
shoot.
something I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, 9 Inch Nails does the music.
Reznor did the soundtrack.
Yeah,
But
Trent
that's also from
Reznor.
Mario World.
If this isn't funny, then cut it out. But the only thing I know is that one of the developers' names is American McGee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
do
guy
know
who made
about
that
American
Alice in
McGee.
Wonderland
That is
game.
funny.
Look at me, I'm American McGee.
But yeah, and I mean, you also can't, that this game is also super influential in another way. There was, I have to mention the first mod that was released for this game, a mod called Team Fortress,
Oh dear.
which eventually became its own game, and eventually got a sequel. And yeah, I mean, it's again, this is one of those games that's kind of hard to talk about, only because, like, if you like Quake, you like Quake. If you don't like Quake, you don't like Quake. And it very much feels like the kind of thing, like, it's a hard game to go back to, because there's like a moment in time where Quake was the multiplayer game. And to be fair, though, and I do have to point this out, the single player honestly kind of sucks.
We start with Christian.
Allow me to set the mood. Instead of Quake, I vote for Snood.
It's going to Snood, no doubt.
Hell yeah.
I'm ride or die on this bracket for Snood.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Taylor.
You know, I was looking at the two entries, and I realized something. I actually did see the Country Bears in theaters.
Oh
I
my
thought
God.
I hadn't, and then I looked at the cover, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did see that. I don't remember a thing about it, but I saw it.
Movie night.
Anyways,
Yeah, throw it on the pile.
anyways, I am Snood pilled, so
Oh my God.
Let's go.
let's snoot it up.
Snood
Oh my
sweet.
God.
Yeah.
Ah,
So I'm gonna vote for Quake, but you know, good on Snood. Snake. I have a literature degree. I have published poems before.
And Graham.
There once was a Snood from Nantucket.
Horse rocks and no bar.
I'm gonna go for Quake.
All right. Quake it is. 3
No,
to 2.
wait.
Snood it is.
No, Snood won.
Oh, really? I no.
You marked
I
it
meant-
as Snood.
No, 3 to 2. I know that Snood won. I just heard that Graham's was for Quake.
Yeah,
Did
but
you
you
hear
got
the
really
snoods?
sad for your pick winning.
Kelly Joel Osment played a bear called Barry Barrington in the Country
Oh
Bears.
my god. This Yearlies is going to be the death of me.
You said
Round
that
7.
every single time.
It hasn't killed him yet.
You'd be surprised.
No,
I'm right at the
Jordan's
peak of
like
heart attack
Doomsday.
season.
Jordan's like Doomsday. You can't kill him the same way twice.
Yeah.
Snood's day.
Jordan's like the Mr.
Snood's
Freeze boss.
Superman, Snood's Day.
Oh my god. All
Lousy smarch weather.
right. For round 7, this is a big one. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, submitted by Taylor and Graham, versus Mr. Bones, which is a Mick pick.
Can I go for Super Mario RPG?
Holy shit, really?
Did you play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Holy moly, he did it.
All right.
Mhm.
I'll allow it. Go.
Not finished it, but
Well, that's fine. that's totally okay.
Like
Play
Graham,
half the
like,
song.
play his music.
Play
played-
half the song.
I played like 60% of it. I think.
Play 60% of the song.
You got it.
No, this was. I feel like this is kind of like up there in like the same way of like Kingdom Hearts in like of someone just kind of had this idea. It was like really weird, but like fuck it, let's just make it. Whereas like yeah, let's gonna make a Super Mario RPG made by Square, the makers of Final Fantasy, and it's gonna have like you're gonna like play as Mario, you're gonna like play as Peach, this is where Gino comes in.
Oh, Smash Brothers.
Gino. And there's like a story here. It's not like extremely like in depth. I would say, but it
has charm.
It's charm. It's like it's like enough story to fill a Saturday morning cartoon.
What I like about the story is that Mario can't speak, so to explain things, he has to pantomime what is happening to everyone in front of him. So he has to act out things by like transforming into the key characters.
Like a good Lego game.
Or Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
Like a good Lego game.
Except he can talk, which makes Courage even more weird. Anyway, but no, I love like the battle system in this game because it's like a precursor to the Paper Mario series, where it is turn-based, but you have to have like some amount of like timing or this, and I liked a lot of the music. It's really funny. It sounds like Mario's farting every time he jumped.
What are you talking
Not
about?
something I've ever heard anyone
goes-
say ever.
He goes,
But I mean,
What?
all right. Well, we had
listen listen to the original one. Listen to the original like game and like try like.
Well, listen. As soon as you made the sound effect, I understood where you were going with it.
I'll be
But
sure to get back to you, Graham.
Yeah, no, like I even though I didn't finish it because I was playing it on someone else's SNES Classic, and then like we separated because like we were roommates, so like we didn't. Obviously, I couldn't play it anymore, but I had my own SNES Classic.
separated by rooms. Too lucky.
No, but there's a cloud that thinks he's a frog.
Wow.
It's like
Ribbit.
the second person you recruit.
Yeah.
Look who calls his my name.
Smash.
I am the tiny frog.
Everyone wants
He
to
likes a
see-
swampy bog. We've been over this.
Don't have to.
Listen,
I don't need you
I-
making a public apology. Also,
I reject reality and substitute my own. I am a tiny frog, ride or die.
All right, get that ukulele ready.
Samus is in this game?
You're right. And Link
That is
too,
true.
I think.
There are some pretty rad Nintendo cameos. You got Link here, Samus. There's just a Final Fantasy IV boss with the Final Fantasy IV boss.
Yeah.
Christian, I thought you said Rhett and Link were in this. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying?
Where do you think they came from? There's one thing I would like to say about RPG games, and that is that this game, I like its decisions to come up with its own unique enemies. I think that's really fun. I like the names of the enemies. My favorite is Yuridovich.
John Yuridovich.
Yuridovich. And the music of this game is fucking stellar. The theme that plays when you fight Yuridovich is very good. It's a very good song. And the final boss music is so good, but we all know Smithy. Release the sounds.
One of the bosses.
Why are
is
you
Cake.
doing this?
I think it's also important to mention that like Bowser was playable in this, which was a really big deal back then, and I still think is one of his better depictions just in general, because he's like, this is one of the depictions of Bowser where he's like really honest and open, where like he actually has vulnerabilities. So like he sees Mario, he's like, oh no, I can't let Mario see me like this. Okay, let me think of an icebreaker. Hey pal, how's it going? No, fuck you, Bowser, that was terrible. Like he's just weirdly hard on himself. Which I really like. I also love any RPG that like constantly combines the RPG gameplay with like fun little mini games sprinkled throughout. So like you go on a minecart ride at one point, and you like tadpole hop, and the pacing in this game is also phenomenal. Like you just bounce from like a new location to a new location a ton, and it's just really, really great in that sense. There's really not a lot of negative things I have to say about this kind of at all. I mean, I guess the worst thing I could say is that I like the best of Mario and Luigi and the best of Paper Mario more than I like this. But
I have a question. Can you get poisoned in this game?
What?
Probably.
Like, is there an antidote item that heals you from poison?
Yes, almost assuredly.
Okay.
We actually forgot the most important part of this game.
I would love to learn that the reason Nick hates traditional RPGs is because you can get poisoned.
Hold on. Super Mario
Like
RPG.
someone hurt him.
Sonic the Hedgehog Donkey Kong 3. Adventures of Lolo 1 and 2.
King's Knight Dig Dug Chew Man Fu.
Harvest
Moon.
There's
Puzzle
another game in this
Pokemon.
matchup, guys.
Toe Jam and Neuralin, Panic on
Listen, Nick is
Phototron.
making his choice.
Can I talk about my game now?
Yeah, I just want to say really quick, I'm looking at a list of all the items. I don't see antidote or anything here.
Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. So, Mr. Bones. So, I'm gonna post an image in the voice chat. This is what the
Is it a horse walking into a bar?
No, it's not. So this is the box art. This is the box art and like the back bit of, you know, like the wraparound of the box. This should tell you everything you need to know about the Sega Saturn. The Sega Saturn was a strange and lawless wasteland. This is what a Sega console without a Sonic game looks like. So Mr. Bones.
Oh my god.
Mr. Bones is a absolute delight. There is no other game quite like Mr. Bones. I am going to quickly just read you through. I have a copy of the manual here, okay? And I'm going to read you the description that this game gives itself. Bone Voyage. The immortal Dagulian has discovered a means to animate the dead. Skeletism. An army of skeletons.
I have that.
Eyes glowing red. An army of skeletons, eyes glowing red, is about to rise and lay waste to the world. Only one skeleton stands in the way. The blue-eyed Mr. Bones. Now, Mr. Bones will take you on a wild, calcium-rich adventure, filled with the most grueling, mind-twisting tests ever to appear on the Sega Saturn. In your race to stop Degoulian, you'll be chased by runaway logs, you'll walk on thin ice, and you'll learn to play guitar. You'll even perform a set at the Army of Darkness Comedy Club. What you're about to experience will have you jumping out of your skin. So grab your clavicles and get ready.
They're
Mr. Bones is... Name a genre, Mr. Bones has that genre. Alright? 1 second, it's an auto runner where you're fleeing from an army of skeletons. The next, you're playing electric guitar at a rock concert and it's a rhythm game. Right? Next moment, what's going on now? Oh, well now it's Breakout, except you're bouncing on your own head in a weird trippy fantasy world. And you're trying to recollect all your body parts. Oh, what's happening next? You're doing a bit at a comedy club. Okay. Oh, what's next? You're fighting a giant T-Rex. There's literally anything you can think of. Oh, what's next? Oh, it's tower defense, but with gnomes. Sorry, not tower defense. What's the game? Missile Command. It's Missile Command. It's Missile Command, but you're trying to protect gnomes from getting eaten by spiders. This game has FMV sections as well. Because every game I mentioned this decade seems to involve FMV segments. Why am I cursed? But yes,
To be
Mr.
fair, every game I bring up has a frog.
That's true. But Mr. Bones, there's so many different genres. And, you know what? Here's a good way of imagining. I want you to picture a Rhythm Heaven game, except every single game is like 5 minutes long, impossibly difficult, and they never tell you how to play.
Sounds like Sega Saturn.
It is delightful, this game. Okay? One of the in the more sort of standard platforming elements, one of the things you can do is deconstruct yourself and reconstruct yourself in different bone configurations. So like you can like remove your arms and put them on in between your legs and your hips so that you get extra long legs. Or tear off your arm so you have one giant extra long arm to point at things with. The way you fight is you shoot lightning out of your hands. This is you absorbing the evil skeletism from red skeletons. And so I have to mention as well, Mr. Bones speaks to you, and he has the most soothing, like deep South Georgia, Louisiana blues singer. Like, I gotta find me a hotel to stay up in. You know, that's sort of like this really very soothing voice. As Mr. Bones learns how to play the blues, and that's where he gets his power from. The blues.
Smokes.
Yeah, the soundtrack is amazing. It's composed by Ronnie Montrose, who is not super well known, but he was. He has a very impressive discography, and then in the middle of all it says Mr. Bones. Like in between playing with Van Morrison and Herbie Hancock, it just says Mr. Bones. There's one level where it's like a platforming. It's kind of like Doodle Jump. And you're just like hopping around in a giant empty space. Meanwhile, there's just a long monologue being given by Paul Pina in the background about what the blues means.
That's right, frog fractions.
Yeah, it's wild. This game is like nothing else. And if you put the disc in a CD player, like you put the Sega Saturn disc in a CD player, it will play a track of Mr. Bones reminiscing about what he remembers from his life.
What the hell?
And then the villain, Degoulian, goes into a he just explains what his motives for villainy are. Yeah, it's wild. I don't know what there's so much to say about this game. He fights evil half-vampire wizards with the power of rock and the blues.
Oh my god.
The blues.
Yeah. That's why. Every other skeleton's eyes are red, but he's got the power of the blues in him, so he's got blue eyes.
Moody blues.
This is a fever dream.
Yeah, it is
I
a
also
fever
have
dream.
a blue eyes, but I can only play it when I sacrifice 2 creatures.
I swear.
I draw a pot of greed.
Or if you play Flute of Summoning Dragon and you have Lord of D out.
Thanks, Graham.
All right. We should probably vote.
Yeah, we should.
Hey, Peter Griffin here.
Christian. Let's do another Peter Griffin here.
Alright.
One of the things I didn't get to mention about Mario RPG, perhaps the most important thing about the game, is that it has Boshi in it, who's a blue Yoshi with sunglasses.
Yoshi, the cooler Yoshi.
It was it was a surprisingly close race, but I have a particular fondness for Mario RPG, so I'm going to vote for that one.
Okay. Clanky.
I've never played either of these games. I've heard Mario RPG is really good. I've only ever heard of Mr. Bones right now.
And here's the crazy thing. I just got a message from Kyle.
Mr. Bones himself.
No, I just got a message from Kyle like about 2 hours ago. That I only just noticed now. Joel of Vinesauce is playing Mr. Bones right now.
No way.
Yeah, hear that, listeners?
Incredible.
When you're listening to this right now, he's playing.
Yeah, you can reconstruct when we recorded this based on that information.
Yeah. Oh my
And the
God.
first person to comment it in the comments below gets...
Yeah, you should comment on Joel's video. Oh, I remember this from the...
Well, excuse me.
The first person
The first-
who comments the accurate date gets worms.
Did you
They're
just offer me up as a prize?
Yeah, but it's
You're a
okay.
delight.
You'll be fine.
All right. Taylor, it's your vote.
That really
Wait,
caught
did
me
I
off guard.
vote?
No, he didn't.
I thought you were voting for RPG.
Was I? I mean,
Dear.
I guess I would, because I do know nothing about Mr. Bones.
Okay.
Sorry
Maybe
to
that's the-
delay.
All right,
I
Taylor.
guess the point of Mr. Bones is that we know nothing about him.
I will say, all 3 of Mick's submissions this year, pretty interesting games that like I kind of would be interested in checking out. But Super Mario RPG, because
Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3. I can't
Pictures
blame
like-
you. I'm voting for Mr. Bones.
yeah, because I looked it up. Super Mario RPG does have poison.
And Graham.
Mick, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Do you
I
want to
just
turn my
want you to-
camera?
No. I was letting you know, I don't hate your picks, but I am voting for Super Mario RPG.
I despise you.
I mean, how could anyone hate Mr. Bones? He sings the blues.
Right. All right. Round 8.
Here we go.
Finally, we have Sonic 3D Blast, which is a Christian pick, versus Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside, which is a Taylor pick. Who would like
Baba
to go
Gaboosh.
I would enjoy it. I'd like to go first, if that's okay.
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 Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Go.
So last time I put a Humongous Entertainment game that got up through honorable mentions, and this is the first time that I'm just putting it up because this is just a solid fucking game. This might be the most universally loved Humongous Entertainment game. I'm not. Don't like quote me on that, but everyone I talk to seems to kind of agree that this is kind of the one that is just the easiest to enjoy. Pajama Sam, I don't know what the fuck Sam is supposed to be. He's some weird blue creature, but he's a lovable child who has a fear of the dark. And so one night he decides that I'm going to capture darkness in my lunchbox, who lives in my closet because he's the darkness in my closet. So you go in and you let your imagination take over. So the whole world is a dark, creepy forest, but because you're in a closet, all of the objects from the closet kind of stick in. So you have like a giant baseball glove and all the cool things. It's this really strikingly spooky setting that I think that makes for a really silly world to explore. There are a lot of charming characters in the Land of Darkness. Probably one of the most noticeable ones is Otto, who is a wooden boat, and he has just the most interesting voice. Hello, my name is Otto. And to get Otto to go sailing, you need to prove to him that wood floats, because Otto is afraid that if he gets into the water, he will sink. So you get a plank of wood and put it on the water and says, see, wood floats. But what I find really dark about this game is once he gets into the water and you go off sailing, the plank of wood sinks into the bottom of the sea.
Pajama Sam, you fucking murderer.
It's really fucking dark. And I also need to say, this game has a really silly fascination with sentient objects. Sometimes you'll run into aristocratic trees who will only let you pass if you put bark on your head and pretend to be one. Then this other time, you'll walk into a room and it's just a room of sentient dancing furniture who, when they see you, I guess try to play Toy Story and refuse to acknowledge that they're sentient when you're in the room. And Sam is like, I just saw you dancing. Why are you pretending that that wasn't what I just saw? And they will never, ever come out of hiding unless you leave the room. My favorite sentient puzzle, though, is if it depends on what playthrough you're doing, but one of the key objects you need is a mask, and sometimes you'll find the mask on a sentient carrot, and the carrot is in charge of the Salad Liberation Front, who is fighting for salad rights and wanting carrots to be the main course. And you need to take him to the kitchen of singing kitchen appliances and convince them to open the door to let out the carrots that they're holding. And it's all done in a weird musical number. Also, there are 2 sentient doors that host the quiz show. There's a lot of fucking sentient objects in this game. You may not see everything. You won't see everything on your playthrough because each of the 3 key items you need to beat the game have one of 2 possible locations. This is where they finally lean into each playthrough is different. So one playthrough, you'll be in the mines and you'll just see this empty wall. You won't even think of it as an empty wall. It's just a wall. There's just a wall, and so you drive past it. But then on another playthrough, there's a giant hole in the wall. And it has brand new locations and a brand new section of minecart. And also, for some reason, you can play tic-tac-toe, but it's called cheese and crackers. And you can play like four-person tic-tac-toe.
There's crackers about cheese and crackers.
The only puzzle I remember being kind of annoying is this weird potion-making puzzle. And it's only annoying in the sense that it doesn't hold your hand like most of the other ones do. It's not really anything all that wrong with it. And the game has this really cute message about, this is the Pajama Sam motto, is that sometimes our fears are bigger in our heads than they are in real life, and how facing them can be healthy. And that's what I can say without spoiling the game. But Pajama Sam is pretty rad. And when you're sailing with Otto the boat, you can click on this geyser, and Sam will say, "Hey, Otto, what's that?" And Otto will go on an actual 2-minute long rant on what a geyser is. And the game takes it upon itself to have a subtitle saying gratuitous educational content as Otto gives you a giant TED talk about geysers.
That sounds like what Mick was going to do for one of his entry pitches.
That's exactly what I was going to do.
But it's what actually happens. He goes, most geysers are located in Wyoming, New Zealand, or Iceland. The word geyser originated in Iceland from the word gyoza, meaning gush. Geysers are very unpredictable. It just goes on and on.
Wow. Do you have Wikipedia open on your phone? You hack.
Yeah, Pajama Sam is fucking rad, dude.
I have respect for this franchise. Out of all the Humongous Entertainment ones, there's another Humongous Entertainment game that I think I'd be willing to vote for over this one. And we talked about Putt Putt Saves the Zoo already, and that's the one that I ended up playing. I like this one quite a bit. Baba Gaboosh and all that. But
Baba Gaboosh.
Baba Gaboosh. But I think it's probably, like you said, the most accessible. It's got that facing your fears angle. I think it's just a healthy kids entertainment. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So Sonic 3D Blast.
Great Humongous Entertainment game.
Yeah, actually, we were talking about Sonic 3D Blast the whole time. Pajama Sam, by the way, was made for the Genesis, Saturn, and PC, and it is no.
It was ported to the Saturn.
Yes. Well, Sonic 3D Blast was a game that was made for the Genesis, Saturn, and PC consoles. It was a game that was originally what's the word? It was originally supposed to be the swan song of the Sega Genesis, But, Sega going through a bunch of different changes at the time was, and also having to deal with Sonic Extremes simultaneously during all of this stuff started to send them into a little bit of a death spiral. So they were like, Traveler's Tales, I think Australia, New Zealand, you guys, you made Toy Story, Crash Bash, and Sonic R and other things. Can you please make this Sonic game for us? Please! And they were like, sure, yeah, we'll make a Sonic game for you. And that's Sonic 3D Blast. But this game's not 3D. That title's a fucking lie. This is an isometric platformer where everything is sort of like, where many things are pre-rendered 2D sprites. You play as Sonic the Hedgehog. I know, surprise, surprise. And you go around these zones of forests, snowlands, metal areas, lava worlds, and you have to go through these somewhat compact environments and find these birds called flickies to bring them back into a ring, and when you collect enough flickies, you're able to go to the next zone. So, I probably said the word isometric, and you all probably, instinctively winced, but this game, in terms of control, is actually not terrible.
Yeah, it's not. I remember having a lot of fun playing Sonic 3D Blast.
Mm-hmm. The speed of Sonic is actually quite consistent with the franchise in terms of it being a pretty fast-paced isometric game. Fighting enemies can be a little bit troublesome if you don't roll into the enemies. But once you know that you can roll into the enemies as a ball, you just sort of zoom through and Tokyo drift into enemies to kill them and get their birds. This game was the introduction.
That's a sentence.
It's true. This game was the introduction of the homing attack, which you can get from a shield, and it is a joy to pull off. And overall, I think this game also just looks really, really good. I need to mention the Saturn version of the game, which has atmospheric effects and way, way better textures in exchange for some of the worst load times any human has ever experienced. This game does have special stages in it where you get Chaos Emeralds to unlock a true ending, somewhat similar to other Sonic games of its era, but at the end of the day, it is mostly just sort of hey, this is one of the best isometric platformers ever made, I'd be willing to say. I can't think of a fucking better isometric platformer.
Super Mario RPG.
That's not a platformer.
It kind of is, though.
No, it's not. Just hell up. Shut the fuck up. This is the best. This is the best isometric platformer, and I won't have
that you're talking like that.
There's also a couple other things I want to mention. The soundtrack for this game. This was I believe, the debut of Jun Sino as a composer for Sonic Team, and a couple of the songs used in this game were used in Sonic Adventure. The first theme that plays in Twilight Park being the one that I remember the most fondly from this. And then Jun Sino would go on to make nothing but trash for the rest of his career.
Okay.
No, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but Sonic 4 was really the beginning and the end, wasn't it?
He was our fan, too.
Oh. Fair. Glad to see him shine with Adventure. And then finally, this game got the creator, the lead developer of this game, John Burton, made a director's cut of this game, which I believe came out in 2017. He made a director's cut, which just added a whole bunch of quality of life changes. You lose less flickies when you're trying to run around and collect them and bring them to the ring. If you get hit, you lose less of them. There's more UI features that the game controls better. And it's just really interesting that, despite the fact that this game is bad, someone actually, with the creator of the game went in and was I'm going to, tinker a little bit and re-release this game. So it's I admire that about this game. It's a shame that it sucks, but I do think that I do think that there's a lot to like about Sonic 3D Blast, in spite of it being a pretty awful game.
Christian, the real shame is that I'm not voting for it, which means it's lost.
I don't think Mick's voting for it. I think I might be the only one voting for it.
Well, it's a Sonic game, so there's always a chance.
No, it means there's no chance.
That's the exact opposite of how this works.
I don't know. I can't predict Graham tonight.
I can't
if
predict
Graham votes for a Sonic game on this, the night of nights.
It would be really funny.
All right, Christian, it is your vote.
I would have so happily loved to leave out the bit where I said Sonic 3D Blast sucks, because I wanted to see if I could sell this game, but I can't in good conscience let this game beat anything here without saying that, yeah, this game's not good. So I will vote for Sonic 3D Blast, and it's going to get last place, but I hope I've at least let you all think a little bit.
Okay. Valid. Clanky, even though he's muted.
Yeah, sorry, there's background noise, so I'm trying to negate it as much as possible.
Gotcha.
You're good.
Yeah. I don't like Sonic 3D Blast at all. I don't think it's a good game, so I'm not voting for it. I'm voting for Pajama Sam. No time to look outside when it's dark or something.
By the way, can I say something that's going to drive me crazy? And by stating that it's going to drive me crazy, you're going to continue doing it. It's Pajama Sam. He says Pajama Sam.
But I pronounce the word.
Saying?
You're saying pajama?
What am I saying?
Well, that's
how I say the word.
Pajama. I'm not gonna go pajama. I'm not gonna go Pajama Sam. Like I'm gonna say Pajama Sam because that's how I say it.
Yeah,
but Sam says pajam.
So he doesn't control the word.
It's his word.
No, it's not. It belongs to all of us.
I'm gonna
P
say
word.
Pajama Sam from now on.
Pajama Sam. No Ned's ahead when its deck gets said.
Oh God. Taylor, go.
Look, Sonic 3D Blast. I don't hate it. I think everyone who is overly sensitive to Sonic 3D Blast has a real big stick up their butt. But it's there are so many better Sonic games, and Pajama Sam is fantastic.
Yeah. Mick.
I am voting for Sonic 3D Blast.
Yeah.
All tied up for Graham.
Graham, you can do the funny. Christian, I think I need to remind you of something.
You're Dr. Robotnik.
I said at the beginning of this, I'm not funny.
Okay.
Whatever, Pajama Sam.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest with you, Graham. Christian
and the worst part about it is he enjoys this, Christian.
Christian
and I he's not going to get many more chances.
Christian and I did have a conversation that was if Graham was ever going to vote for a Sonic game, it was going to be Sonic 3D Blast.
It was going to be Graham. All right.
I'm a man of principles.
If anyone's going to blast in 3D.
Now for the good shit. Now for the best stuff.
Yes, thank you.
Now we go on to Chex.
Now for the cool games.
It's incredible that Resident Evil is surrounded by all these games.
What the fuck are you talking about? These games are surrounded by Resident Evil.
Yeah.
You're not trapped in here with me. I'm trapped in here with you.
Honestly, there are some genuine cult classics in Losers Round 1.
Yeah, like Chex.
We got Mr. Bones in here and Sonic 3D Blast.
Yeah.
And Quake.
Yeah.
And the one in this round.
Yeah, Chex Quest versus Tetris Attack, starting with Clanky.
I'm voting for Chex Quest.
Why?
Yes.
Why? What's your why? Well, Tetris Attack is good.
I think I already explained why I didn't like Tetris Attack. I think it's just it's just the problem is that it's too mindless. You can just kind of mash the button and eventually win. And I think that's just not using your brain for a puzzle game. And
you're also being really harsh to Chex Quest. It's Doom.
It's exactly. It's Doom. So that's if it's a fun first person shooter, then I'll play it.
Then I must really suck at Tetris Attack because I've never had that relationship with the game.
Okay. It's your vote.
No, Taylor, you're great at all video games, and also you're my friend. Thanks, man. I'm going to vote for Tetris Attack.
Who said that? Was that the Chex Warrior?
It should. It probably was. He's a great guy. He loves to encourage people.
Yeah. We all love the Chex Warrior.
Chex Warrior.
We stand Chex Warrior.
Mick.
Chex Quest.
We're so fucking back.
Graham.
I'm voting for Czechoslovakia Quest.
And
wow,
it's three over Christian.
Based off the famous cereal Czechoslovakia.
Part of a balanced breakfast, Czechoslovakia.
Part of a balanced Europe.
I don't know, something snapped in me the past day, and I think I'm the number one Chex Quest supporter. If there are zero Chex Quest fans, then I am dead.
Then I am dead.
If the world is against Chex Quest, then I am against the world. I'm voting for Chex Quest.
Incredible.
Chex Quest Contra Mundi.
Nights into Dreams versus Resident Evil, starting with Clanky.
I'll vote for Knights because I gotta represent Sega Superstar Tennis.
If Resident Evil gets last place
You know-
again,
Honestly, Clanky, I'm there for that reasoning. So I guess Superstar Tennis is pretty good.
So are you
It was
voting
okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I just fucking thought we could bond over this fun tennis game, but I guess even that's too much to ask for, you little fuck.
Oh damn! If I knew you were gonna fly off the handle, I would have said that.
I didn't know what I was gonna do either. Sometimes I don't know that a button is there until it's pressed.
it's a sensitive subject.
So your vote.
Damn, sorry, dude. I'm voting for
My
Knights
parents
Dreams.
died in a horrible Sega Superstar Tennis accident.
And now they speak in a tone
The Sega's can't respect.
Taylor.
I can night into dreams, can't I?
I hope so.
Sure,
Mick.
it does.
Nights in the Dreams, I barely know her.
God, Graham.
I'm starting to think these residents are evil.
Well, these residents are getting booted off the bracket again, and Chris.
I still remember the time that Graham invited me and a bunch of other people to play in his pirate D&D game, and then
I'm going to be honest, Mick. That
bait and
story already doesn't sound believable because it started with Graham invites.
and then he bait and switched us, and the rest of it was fucking Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And I was a giant robot, if I recall.
Wait, Graham, is that
correctly.
true?
Yeah.
Yes. He was like, we're going to play a fun pirate game. First thing that happens, we dock on an island, and we find ourselves in a zombie mansion.
And
Yeah.
Christian.
I can't believe that Resident Evil got last place both times it went up.
Dude, if the fucking remake
That's
got booted off,
insane.
what did you think the 96 was going to do?
This is a much better competition, and it still got last. Oh,
It
Resident
was your
Evil, I'll
amazing
give it to
pitch that pushed Knights into Dreams to this spot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just pitched Knights way too well. I did all that painstaking hours of research. Sorry, Graham, I didn't mean to fuck Resident Evil like that.
Jumpstart second grade versus Quake. Starting.
Look, guys, here's all I have to say. I'm sorry. You
Don't even bother.
No. Hear me out.
I want
I
it.
like Jumpstart second grade way more than Graham likes Quake.
That may be true.
That actually, Graham, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. Played it.
He's got funny.
I rest my case.
I fucking hate Graham sometimes, man.
Fucking Graham.
Man.
Starting with Clanky.
Quake.
Taylor.
It's like the double whammy. First you bring up tennis, and then you Quake.
Step 1,
Yeah.
tennis. Step 2, Quake. ... Profit.
I want
my
one 90s Taylor nostalgia game to not die losers round one. And I know that I'm pretty sure that Mr. Potato Head Saves Veggie Valley is the only other one, but like, it would be weird if it happened twice. Jumpstart.
Yeah. Mick.
The two games you put out are Jumpstart Second Grade and Mr. Potato Head said Veggie Valley. I don't think it's going to be that weird.
Yeah, like the same game.
I'm voting for Quake.
You know,
Graham.
I ain't afraid of no Quake.
I think you guys aren't really on my side.
And Christian.
Well, Taylor, yeah, honestly, all of this was because when you came to the Yearlies today, you didn't bring the duck to. What? I can't do it without
Have a nice day, Lamau got him.
He immediately broke down, and I didn't hear the joke.
I was
So what joke do you think he told?
I was trying to not laugh, and I fucking pulled a muscle.
He had a stroke trying to say.
Because you didn't bring the doctor. And then I was going to say quack and vote for Quake.
I still don't know what you were trying to do. You're
He
laughing.
said the problem is you didn't bring the duck do.
Well, now I'm hiccup.
What Tava?
It's the problem with
Have a nice day, Lamau got him.
I can't use that bait and switch without laughing. It's impossible.
Can I say, Christian?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was the hardest I've ever heard you laugh, but it was definitely in the top 5, and it should not have been in the top 5.
Look.
Mick, do you have any ideas about our James Bond movie?
So, horse walks into a bar.
Okay. Well, that got me.
I'm looking for the man who shot my pawn. Fuck, it was a dog.
All right. So, Mr. Bones versus Sonic 3D Blast. Starting with Clanky.
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bone, let's go, boys.
Taylor.
Put it on my bill.
Oh.
And he waddled away.
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna live up to what I said, Mr. Bones, because Mick actually made the game sound pretty interesting. Like this diverse genre of things that like none of which all together sound that bad.
Yeah. Mick.
Except. Although actually, Taylor, you might like.
Mick. I voted for Mr. Bones. Just walk away.
What I was gonna say was, I was gonna say. No, hang on. Hear me out. What I was gonna say, I was gonna mention, well, except for the worst level in the game, which is the ice level, and then I remembered who I was talking to, and I'm like, you know what, Taylor? You'd probably be cool with this. Anyway, I'm voting for Mr. Bones.
Yeah. Graham.
Mr. Bones.
Okay, I was gonna say, you voted for Sonic 3D Blast.
After all of this.
This is the one thing he stays consistent on. He's not going to break his rule.
And Chris.
It's my one rule.
That was an illegal left, by the way.
I only have one rule.
That was an illegal left, by the way.
Honestly.
Tonight I'm gonna make you break your one rule. 2 Sonic games in one in a bracket.
This isn't over bad.
Christian, vote before I vomit across the room.
Alright, Sonic 3D Blast, come with me. Look at the pretty flowers.
Sonic doing Lenny's voice.
No.
George.
All right. Super Mario 64 versus ToonStruck. Taylor, you're going first now.
ToonStruck, and I'm not even remotely sorry.
Yeah, no, of course. Mick.
ToonStruck, and I'm also not even remotely sorry. Cue the Mick and Taylor are friends again.
I was gonna
image,
say
music, whatever the fuck.
I was going to say, I might have earned the Mick spite vote just from the energy of that alone.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. I just immediately came out spiteful. Mario 64 is alright, but ToonStruck.
Yeah. Graham.
Super Mario 64?
64.
64.
Oh, Graham, you're gonna get so much meat out of that joke these next couple of years.
Hell yeah.
Christian. Wait,
I'm
no,
so mad.
Yeah, yeah, it is, right?
Yeah. I'm so mad that Super Mario 64 beat Chex Quest that I'm gonna vote for ToonStruck so I can destroy it.
There you go. Wow. It's Christian's spite vote. Jordan, give the Christian some theme music.
I don't know if they get to do that.
Figure out what it is now.
I don't know if they get to do that.
And Clanky.
Well, I guess I'll give it to Mario 64, but it is close.
Said no one ever. I guess I'll give it to Mario 64.
It was a 5-0.
Why don't you like Super Mario 64? It insists upon itself.
Oh my god.
Oh, I could totally turn my rant in Mario 64 into that Family Guy scene.
Oh my god. Start writing.
I've never seen the scene, I only know the one line.
The Neverhood versus Bubble Memory is the story of Bubble 3. We start now with Taylor. Got it.
This is great. Yeah, he's got the hiccups from laughing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clanky, I'm gonna be real with you.
Be careful. Be careful.
Okay, that's my question. Is this a threat? Like, how passionately do you want me to vote for Bubble Memories?
I would rather you vote for Snood next round.
Yeah.
But I'm still ride or die for Bubble Memories unless Snood is present.
You played it single player, so it's not like I have to play it co-op, right?
Well, I didn't, get to the final level, and I have to assume that that's because I didn't play it with a friend.
Is it like is it an outdated live system? Like, do you like have to start over to keep getting there, or does it have unlimited continues?
It has unlimited continues as long as you have the quarters to put in the machine.
The fuck does that mean?
Because it's an arcade machine.
Oh, it's an arcade game. Okay.
Yeah.
$300.
I think I did mention that before.
Oh well, I forgot that. Sounds like Taylor forgot it as well.
I'm gonna play a Taylor favorite and say, "Come back to me."
Okay. Mick.
I'm voting for the Neverhood. No, whatever. Forget it.
You were going to say with much love and respect, weren't you?
Yeah, but I don't really. I really don't know all that much about Bubble Memories.
I don't have love or respect for Bubble Memories.
I don't have the bubbles or the memories.
I don't know enough about the game. We're not on that level yet. I don't know you.
I don't know.
It's my vote.
Yeah, that's you.
All right, I'm voting for the Neverhood of Traveling Pants.
What the hell's wrong?
Doesn't even make sense.
Yes, it does.
Sisterhood. That's right. Okay.
I have a lot of memories for Bubble Bobble, so I'll say Bubble Memories, the Bubble Bobble of Bubble.
All right. I'm voting for Bubble Memories, and Taylor, I need you to look in your heart.
Is it tied?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Why is it always tied? How does that always happen?
5 people.
You know what to be true.
I guess there's always
No. Don't ask him to go into his heart, because inside his heart it says you love point-and-click adventure games.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
Someone get in there, put Bubble Bobble in there.
I guess. All right. Okay.
Recut Inception, except we're breaking into his
Clanky.
mind to put Bubble Bobble Memories.
I was going to say
Clanky,
5.
I think I've decided on an answer that you're not going to like, but you're going to respect. You said that this is not the best Bubble Bobble, right?
Nope. No, I didn't.
I did not say that. It is the best Bubble Bobble. Have I got a lie for you?
It's in fact the best game.
It might just be the best game ever made, actually.
Okay. I have this memory of an alternate timeline when you said it's not the best Bubble Bobble. And maybe I'm making that up, but I feel like if I'm going to play Bubble Bobble, I'll probably start with Bubble Bobble so I can have the Bubble Memories.
And also, you don't want to start in the middle of the story.
No, there's no story.
Yes, there is. It's called Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3. And I haven't played Bubble Bobble 1 and 2.
Don't all the Bubble Bobbles actually have like a true end?
What? I mean, it has like 10 extra levels you get if you, I presume, play with a friend to beat the final boss, but I didn't get that opportunity.
So it's got a secret ending.
Then you should have asked me to play with you. I'm voting for the Neverhood.
Oh, god damn it.
Alright.
I'm glad you brought your acapella band with you today, Mick.
That's what the Neverhood sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh god, I almost want to change my phone.
Oh.
No, it works. All right, Donkey Kong Country 3 versus Snood, starting with Taylor.
I mean, I feel because now it feels like I'm bullying Clanky. I mean, look, I actually don't think Donkey Kong Country 3 is going to win, because this seems to be a really Snood passionate fandom. So I
didn't know what Snood was until today.
I'll make the difficult decision and vote for Donkey Kong Country 3.
All right, Mick.
I'm gonna vote for Donkey Kong Country 3.
Oh, it's Snood heads. It's never been more over.
Oh god.
I don't think so. Listen, I'm backing him mostly because Haley Joel Osment played a bear named Barry Barrington in the Country Bears 2002.
Horse walks into a bar, says, "We're so back." But like it's a horse, so it can't speak. So it just kind of like goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Graham, what's new on the Snood?
Y'all smell something?
No, I smell something.
Smells like what's Snood Dog up in here.
What's Snood Dog?
Oh, is Graham
Quack, silly.
I'm voting for Snood.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Christian. Damn.
This is gonna be one snoodin' good. Yearlies.
Clanky.
Snood!
Man,
Wow.
It's always weird when the only other person on my side with the 2D platformer is me. It's not that I'm not grateful.
I know.
It's just
It's weird. It is weird.
The 2D Nintendo
Never-
platformer.
Never
On the
thought
Super
I'd
Nintendo.
fight side by side with an anti-duty platformer.
How about side by side with a friend?
It's so weird. Mick hates every Nintendo franchise, but weirdly, Donkey Kong Country is like his jam.
I have nostalgia for it. I played that game. There's a few others. Like I've got some nostalgia for Super Mario Sunshine. Like it's not exclusively that, but it's usually it's never it's rarely the heavy hitters.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think Donkey Kong Country is one of them, but fair enough.
No, I know that, but like I've never played Donkey Kong Country 1, only 2. So.
Yeah, I would like sooner believe that you only like Donkey Kong Country 3 and thought the other two sucked than like you would be a fan of the whole thing.
You're right. I've only played the second one and only on the Game Boy, so I can't speak to the rest of the franchise. But
Country Bears.
Yeah, Haley Joel Osment
All right.
played a bear named Barry Barrington in Country
Super
Bears
Mario
2.
RPG versus Pajama Sam. Noni died when it's dark outside.
I'm sorry, it's pronounced Pajama Sam.
Yeah.
Pajama Sama. Banana-rama.
Pajama Slammer!
I mean, look, Jordan I won't excuse because Jordan and I both like the Amanda Show, and he knows the Toady Pajama scene. But as I say that out loud, I also realize that guy sucks. So, yeah, I mean, look, I love both of these, but I definitely like Mario RPG just a wee bit more, so.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had hiccups in the Yearlies.
Someone's got to
Oh, there have been hiccups in the Yearlies.
scare the shit.
Baba Gaboosh! Pajama Sam.
We're so back.
We're so Baba Gaboosh.
I'm just going to say it so it doesn't run out of the title. This is not going to be We're So Back. This is not going to be the title. As it should be.
Oh, but I want it to.
You and your reverse psychology.
Yeah, change it one word and it can be
Graham
the
has
title.
correctly recognized that whenever we say this has got to be the title, it never winds up being the title. So Graham is saying it's not going to be the title in hopes of making it the title.
Yeah.
No, or
No, I
we
got
get
you.
very creative.
It's true too.
Back so where?
We have shorts now, so we have room there.
What was that a vote for, Graham? Damn it.
Oh, it's my turn to vote. I'm voting for Super Mario Really Pleasant Gents.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's you, Jordan.
Plural. It was plural. He was talking to all of us.
Yeah,
Christian.
I'm just a gent. I'm not exactly pleasant.
you're a lad.
You are really.
I'm an RPL, a really pleasant lad. I'll vote for Super Mario RPL in that case.
All right.
It's a funny way of
And-
saying Pajama Sam. No need to hide because it's dark outside.
I know, it's very funny. It's in fact hilarious.
And Clanky.
I guess I'll give it to Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars.
All right.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
All right. Super Mario 64 versus Mr. Bones.
Not like this.
Starting.
Hey, you never know what could happen this round.
Starting with Mick.
Mr. Bones.
Perfect. Graham.
What's your motivation for this scene?
Your motivation is you want to vote for Mr. Bones.
Your motivation, you're in
Got
the
it.
Yearlies, and you have to choose between Super Mario 64 and Mr. Bones.
Got it. I'm voting for Super Mario 64.
Okay.
What's the point
Cut!
behind that scene, Graham?
Cut!
What's the
Sorry.
What's the point of that scene, Graham?
We're really bringing that in here.
Yeah.
All right. Christian.
I'm so mad at Super Mario 64 for sending Chex Quest in the losers round 1 that I'm gonna vote for Mr. Bones.
Oh my god.
Christian, what have you just done?
Come on, man.
Revenge. Sweet
Come on
and
this
delicious.
journey with me.
Christian, wasn't Mario 64 your number one?
No, it wasn't. In fact, actually, you'll find that Chex Quest is my number 1 pick.
Oh, wow.
No, wait, no, sorry, it's Knights. No, ignore that joke.
Gaslighting? What are you talking about? That's not a thing. There's no such a word.
So does that mean it's my vote?
Yeah.
Do what you guys want? It's a democracy.
I really can do the funniest thing in the world right now.
You would
But
You would be very funny, and you are a very funny person, Clanky.
Thanks.
Did we ever tell you how funny you are?
I just don't think I have it in me. I'm sorry. I have to go with what my gut says. And vote for Mr. Bone. No.
No, please.
No,
Stop talking. That's your vote.
Yeah,
no.
he can't
vote for Mr. Bones because Mr. Bones doesn't have a gut. We both thought.
Okay, yep, there we go.
All right.
And Taylor.
Done.
Yeah, it is Mario 64. I do still.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine.
It's not fine. I'm not happy about this, but you know.
This game needs to die.
I'm mad that it was the quack joke.
I'm sweet. Did I give you the hiccups?
Yes.
It's not something to be disappointed about. It's really funny.
I'm so sorry.
Hang on. Sorry, everyone. Just be quiet for a moment.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm trying to scare him. I'm not sure if it's working or not.
Please don't.
Jordan, picture a bald man.
Oh man.
Picture yourself going bald.
Oh my god.
I'm not bald.
If the point is to make me stop laughing hard, you guys are failing.
Whatever, we'll just double down. Let's make you laugh harder now.
Does this mean we're actually...
Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble 3 versus Quake, starting with Mick.
Writer's block. I'm gonna go Quake. I'm trying to scare him.
Oh, this is...
Graham.
Hey, Jordan, I'm going to scare you. What's Whose Line?
Okay, you can go die.
You didn't scare her. You pissed him off.
Honestly, Graham seems like the one who should be scared.
I'm voting for Quake.
Oh no, is this how it ends for Bubble Memories?
Christian?
Alright, now it's my turn to try and scare you, Jordan. Alan Resnick.
Oh, yeah. Please don't.
No, not Alan Resnick. Trent Reznor.
Yeah, they're the same person. Unedited 9 Inch Nails. I'm voting for Bubble Memories.
Okay. Clanky.
I'm not gonna try to scare Jordan and vote for Bubble Memories.
And Taylor.
I'm gonna back my friend Clanky up just this once and say Bubble Memories.
We've done it, boys.
Wow. I didn't vote.
I thought you did.
No, but I am voting for Quake. But
yeah, you voted for Quake.
You said writer's block, and then you voted for Quake.
Oh, I did? True. Sorry, I have no memory of that. Kelly Jill Osment played a bear called Barry Barrington in the Country Bears 2002.
Donkey Kong Country 3 versus Nights into Dreams, starting with Mick.
Come back to me.
What?
I'm surprised.
Graham.
I guess my picture's really good.
I think in my heart I'm going to go with Donkey Kong Country.
Okay. Christian.
I mean, look.
Nights is your favorite game of all time.
No, I have to throw out the bit because I'm all in on Chex Quest. I'm going to vote for Donkey Kong Country 3. I never played Nights. I don't know what a Nights is. I played the pinball machine in Sonic Adventure. I'm a fraud. I'm a hack.
Look outside, you'll see a knight.
You're so right.
Clanky.
Nights.
And Taylor.
No. Donkey Kong.
I'm voting for Nights.
Wait, what wins?
Donkey Kong.
Okay. Wait a second. This is a very...
This isn't over, Bears!
Bears!
Now, guys, remember, Pajama Sam did nothing to hurt anybody.
And guys, remember, if you will hurt me if you don't vote for Chex Quest.
All right, Pajama Sam versus Chex Quest. That is the matchup. Starting with Mick.
Come back to me.
Why?
I know what I must do. I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Graham.
Hold on. Waiter. Can you pass the check quest?
Oh.
That'll be $800.
Why? Guys,
it's Doom! It's Doom! It's Doom!
Christian.
Just play Doom!
This was not supposed to be the Yearlies where I cared about anything. But yet somehow on this road I have been endeared to a wonderful little babe.
Just
and
love
that
Pajama
name
Sam.
is Chex
It's
Quest.
Pajama Sam.
Chex
Clanky.
Quest.
Oh, Taylor, you're gonna be so upset when you hear Chex West come out of my mouth.
Dude, I literally just voted for Bubble Memories and saved it, and you come in so proudly telling me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, sorry.
Taylor.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? I'm gonna vote for Chex Quest
Yes!
because I'm not riding on this Pajama Sam can't win, right?
Yeah, it's 4-0, I think, right now, right?
Yeah. Then just
Oh no, I haven't voted yet.
Yeah, 4-0.
Oh yeah, it'll still. Yeah, it'll still. It has no chance of winning, but yeah, it could make it a 3-2.
Fine. I'll vote for Pajama Sam, and you can make it a 3-2. Now
I was gonna vote for Chex Quest, but
yeah.
You motherfucker.
Come on, let's have a 5-0. Come on, it'll be fun. Don't we want to say that Chex Quest got a 5-0? That'll be funny.
It'll be the only thing Chex Quest could ever do, ever.
Guys, Pajama Sam did nothing wrong, and I'm just gonna give it a hug.
But Pajama Sam did do something right.
Baba Gaboosh.
Pajama Sam allowed Chex Quest to continue to the next round.
And I hate that you're gonna. Oh my God, Chex Quest is gonna make it into the final four, and I hate you guys.
You know, also, since if
We don't
Taylor's
know
not voting for Chex Quest, then I will vote for Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam. That's not on the bracket. Brendan Fraser.
All right, we have Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3 versus Super Mario 64, starting again with Graham.
Mario 64. He hasn't earned a super yet.
Where does he get that?
Christian.
I am so mad at Mario 64 for putting Chex Quest in this dire position that I'm gonna vote for Bubble Memories to kill it.
Clanky.
I'm voting for. I'm voting for Bubble Memories.
Wow. Taylor.
I'm voting for Mario 64.
I'm voting for Bubble Memories!
Let's go! Let's go!
I'm sorry, I was so excited I turned into Louis Armstrong.
Bubble Memories.
I think we've entered the Bizarro portion of the game.
Wonderful.
Enter. Alright. Chex Quest versus Donkey Kong Country 3,
Nice.
Dixie Kong's Double Trouble.
Perhaps it goes no further than this, but I will still fight for it.
Starting with Graham.
Quest.
No.
A little pile of checks.
Graham, I gotta say, no matter what happens, you've been a great comrade throughout all of this.
You've been a cool lever.
Graham, I would Chex your quest any day.
You be checks in mine.
Haha, cereal.
Clanky.
Can you skip me?
Yeah. Taylor.
Nick, I want you to remember something. Haley Joel Osment played a bear named Barry. Bear. Don't let that philosophy fail you now. Donkey Kong Country 3.
There's a lot riding on this round.
Come back to me.
Clanky.
I don't know.
I mean, what do you like better, Donkey Kong Country or Doom? I'm just
Clanky.
saying.
Clanky.
But I don't really care about Donkey Kong Country
Chex
already,
Quest
and Donkey
is-
Kong Country
is-
3 is my least
Chex
favorite
Quest.
Donkey Kong
Chex
Country.
Quest is it's a demo of a poorly designed Doom game.
It's not poorly designed. It's actually a pretty good Doom mod.
Yeah, so that's why I'm
I've
voting
heard
for
people-
Chex Quest.
I have only ever heard bad things about Chex Quest.
It's actually not bad in
One.
terms of Doom mods.
That was 3-1, so it's up to you.
What? Wait, is it 3-1?
Yeah, because Clanky just voted for Chex Quest.
And Christian voted for Chex Quest?
Yes.
I'm gonna vote for Country Bears 2002.
And what is that a vote for in this context?
Haley Joel Osment. He played a bear named Barry Bear in canon.
I'm just going to give it to Donkey Kong Country 3 just to save you the trouble.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can
Country
tell you,
Bears.
Jordan, there are no bears in Chex Quest, unfortunately.
This is
I'm in it to win it. This has to happen.
ToonStruck versus the Neverhood. Starting with Graham.
Mick, which one do you like more?
I hate you.
Don't play. Don't play his game.
I'm not playing the game, Graham.
Taylor, which one do you like more?
Don't play his game, Taylor.
Well, I guess you can go down the list, huh?
Clanky, which one do you like more?
The Neverhood for me.
Okay, one for ToonStruck.
Oh.
Christian.
Graham, which one do you like more?
God.
It'd be so funny if you said Neverhood.
I like me most of all.
Out of all of these, I think ToonStruck sounds the most like Graham. He did vote for it after all, so.
All right.
It's also filled with voice actors.
True. And
Which
Graham has a
apparently
voice.
Graham hates.
What are those?
We just don't know.
Clanky.
I don't know you.
I don't know why today is the day of all days that Graham has just decided that voice actors suck.
Taylor.
ToonStruck.
And Mick.
I'm gonna we're not gonna get a 5-0, so I think I'm gonna give it to the. No, I like ToonStruck more.
Yeah. Okay. 4-1.
Ben ToonStruck.
All right. Well, Snood
toon
versus
criminal.
I was
Snood
thinking the
versus-
same thing.
Oh my god. Snood versus Super Mario RPG, starting with Graham still.
I'm gonna vote for Super Mario Red, Pandas, Gunk.
I think I'll avoid the red pandas gunk, actually.
Christian.
Well, we're in Snood County, boys.
Oh my god. Clanky.
Snood, 100%.
Taylor.
Oh, Super Mario. Raunchy porn, Greg.
Mick.
Wait, we can't stop here. This is Snood country. I'm voting for Snood.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
There's such a feeling of freedom when you don't care about the majority of games in a Yearlies.
Isn't that true though? Isn't that right?
It's really- It's real. Oh god. Is every vote you've made tonight sincere, Christian?
Oh yeah, it's all been sincere.
I do feel like more like you have been. I don't believe your votes. Almost.
The only votes that weren't sincere were the ones against Super Mario 64, but it wouldn't have gone much further than it did anyway.
I'm not positive
All right,
that's true.
We've got the Neverhood versus Chex Quest, starting with Christian now, I think.
Chex Quest, let's do it!
Clanky.
I think at this point I have to vote against Chex Quest because I do love the Neverhood.
No, Clanky, it's so close.
Taylor.
It's right there.
The Neverhood.
No, we were so close.
Mick.
Come back to me.
Christian. I mean, Graham.
Yeah, I'll vote twice.
I'm voting for Chex Quest.
He's done it. You love to see it. Mick, my man, my buddy.
Mick, remember where we were when this started.
Mick, I don't ask a lot of you.
Mick, this isn't Chex Quest country, okay? You've said that this is Snood country. You don't care about Chex Quest. You care about the Neverhood.
Or do you?
Make a
It's
statement,
okay.
Mick.
I understand. You put the Neverhood in one of your entries. If it was going to lose to anything, then I
Mick,
guess.
Mick, the
it would
7-hour
lose to
point and
this.
click adventure you really enjoyed, or the 5-level Doom Chex Quest.
That came in a cereal box because it's neat. It's neat that it came in a cereal box.
It is.
Mick, I am pitching your game more than you are pitching your own game. This is
I
a
know.
weird world.
Listen,
You know,
here's the thing. Look, I got ToonStruck up there. I'm gonna.
Mick, you need to think about the greater
before
good
you
here.
vote, Mick, don't worry about my feelings.
Mick, I'm asking you to put the Neverhood in the top 4, which is not that is not the outcome. That
Okay, hang on. I need to. Christian, I shouldn't care about your feelings. Taylor, should I care about your feelings in this?
I do not want Chex Quest in the top 4.
Well, now I'm going to fight for it again. Well, Mick, it's up to you. I won't say more than that.
Oh, I hate being in this position.
I know, right? It's the
You
worst.
give it to me.
Christian.
That is true.
Christian.
Yes.
If I give it a Chex quest, you gotta give me ToonStruck instead of Snood.
Unfortunately, I don't negotiate with terrorists.
I'm voting for the Neverhood.
It hurts. It hurts so much, but I have to stick to my morals.
All right.
God damn it! Fuck.
So we have now Super Mario RPG versus Bubble Memories: The Story of Bubble Bobble 3, starting with Christian.
Well, what's even the point anymore? Super Mario RPG.
No! I needed that vote.
Clanky.
Bubble Memories.
No, actually, I'll change my vote to Bubble Memories.
Let's
go.
Taylor.
Mick, I know I just asked a lot of you last round, considering that I asked you to vote for your own game.
These demands, dude, they're all
We're at base principles here.
But please vote for Super Mario RPG with me. I'm voting for Super Mario RPG. It's not like your traditional JRPG. There are a lot of other cool things, and it's not very long.
It's a JRPG and it's Mario, Mick.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have those slippery Mario controls you
Stop. I know what I've already made my decision. Stop trying to influence me, all of you. Haley Joel Osment played a bear named Barry Barrington in the Country Bears 2002. I'm voting for Bubble Bobble. Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3.
And Graham.
We've done it.
I'm voting for Super Mario Roaches. Please, Grease.
Grant is doing everything in his power himself to make this game sound as unappealing as possible. Red Panda's Kunk, and now Roaches, please.
This might be the best top 4 we've ever had.
If there was one other game in here, it would have been the best.
I have to go all in on one of these.
All right. Let's go. The Neverhood versus Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3. It's oh my god.
I love how long this title is.
So do I, dude.
Starting with Christian.
Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game based off the movie. I'm voting for Bubble.
So the capsule machine from Mario Party 5?
Yes. You got it.
Clanky.
It's Bubble Memories.
Taylor.
The Neverhood.
Mick. It's 3-1.
No, it's 2-1 Bubble Bobble.
Okay. Well, with much love and respect to Bubble Memories, the story of Bubble Bobble 3, based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
There you go.
I'm voting for the Neverhood.
Featuring Donda and the My Cry series. And Wii Motion Plus.
Yeah.
And Knuckles.
I'm going to vote for Assassin's Creed Neverhood.
Oh, it was a good run, Bubble Bobble. You can't help but respect it.
All right. ToonStruck versus Snood.
We've waited so long for this.
Wow.
This round is really making me feel Snood-struck. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say that, you fucking.
Here's the thing. If you rearrange if you read it backwards, the name of ToonStruck is Kurt Snoot.
And then Snoot is Dunes.
I thought Dunes was already eliminated.
Tunes 2.
All right, Christian, you start us off.
Come back to me.
Clanky.
Snood.
Taylor.
I do not say this lightly.
No,
both
okay.
Mick and I have said that ToonStruck is one of the most creative and charming point and clicks we've ever played. That is not hyperbole.
It's also one of the.
That's not hyperbole.
It's also one of the easiest. I was gonna say easiest. Easiest is not the word. It's one of the. It's not what I mean. I mean it's like one of the most like. I was presented with a puzzle, and I was immediately able to start coming up with a solution. Like, well, the puzzles are really intuitive.
It is it never hits a dead end. It is the first game I played on one of my backlogs, and it was the most delightful evening. There is an amazing joke with a cow named Elmer. The less I say, the better.
Mm-hmm.
It is so visually charming. There's really no but. The only but is that they set themselves up to make a sequel that never got made. And people still believe it's going to happen. And
It's not.
That was bad.
But
And it's got Christopher Lloyd. Marty, we gotta get to the DeLorean.
I like the idea of Snood a lot. I think Snood is a pretty cool time. I think ToonStruck is the front
better
runner
game.
here.
It's clearly the better game, so I don't fault you for
I
it.
wouldn't say that.
It is.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. But I've never played ToonStruck, so.
Mick.
I'm voting for ToonStruck. It was I was expecting my pitch for ToonStruck to be, this game's cool because of the voice acting and whatnot, and the animation and whatnot, but, you know, the game's okay. But no, it turns out that my pitch was mainly focused on the gameplay, and secondarily the voice actors and animation, which says a lot.
Yeah. Graham.
Oh, consider me ToonStruck.
He came back, Mick. Graham came back.
We're out of Snood country.
I always come.
That means that you saucy boy. And that means that I will be able to vote for Snood, so that it is a 3-2 instead of a 4-1.
All right. No, I'm glad.
I like that our final
that's a
three are
final
ToonStruck, Snood, and the Neverhood.
The Never Snood.
The Never Snood.
Okay. Snood versus the Neverhood for third place, essentially. Or for second. For second, sorry. It's been a day. Starting with Clanky.
All right, we can get Snood to second, right? I'm voting for Snood.
Yeah. Taylor.
1 second.
Is this a bit, or do you actually need a second?
I'm looking. Something I've been wanting to do the whole time, but I don't know the lyrics to the original version. So I'm gonna just go. Nothing can stop the Snood.
No one can stop it.
Well, except ToonStruck.
Yeah, I got it.
Except ToonStruck, but I'm fine with that.
Nothing
Nick.
can stop the Snood.
The Neverhood.
Graham.
Jordan, how do you feel?
I mean, I think these are both cool games. I think one had a lot more effort put in than the other. You do what you want. I've had a nice night.
You got a Snood.
The comedic timing of, I've had a nice night.
The Neverhood.
Yeah. All tied up for Christian.
Jordan, enjoy your silver. I'm giving it to Snood.
That's
Let's
not
Silver.
Okay. Okay.
Snood makes the second place.
Hey,
spread.
Taylor, you voted for Snood, so, you know, can't be upset about this.
No, I'm not upset about this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
you're a
no, no, no,
staunch
no, no.
Snood supporter.
I was going into it. This was me taking stock of what the what
okay.
going into the first and second final brackets. Like these two have just earned slots
Gotcha. Yeah.
in our finals. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of happy Neverhood didn't make it into the first and second bracket. Not that I wouldn't have appreciated being there, but like I don't think I could defend Neverhood up against some real heavy hitters.
Well, now it's going to be in the third place bracket.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we were doing that. It's going up,
Oh, yeah,
Dude,
it's going up against Alone in the Dark.
Dude, Christian wants to do a fourth place bracket. So
Yeah, Bubble
Oh,
Memories.
man. Well, if all
Bubble
right, for Bubble Memories, I'd do anything except to vote for it against
I
Snood.
don't know. I think our 14th place bracket is going to be a little hard.
What, you don't want to do
All right.
Resident Evil versus Resident Evil for the 8 for the GameCube?
Okay. ToonStruck versus Snood for all the marbles. Starting with Clanky.
Well, I'm voting for Snood.
All the snarbles.
Thank you.
It's been an honor
Taylor.
to defend Snood.
Thank you. Taylor, that's you.
well, ToonStruck was always something that I was fascinated by, and my expectations were a little all over the place in terms of how much I thought I was going to enjoy it. But once you play it, you really can't get it out of your head. The first thing I did when I played it was I went to Jordan and Mick, and I showed Mick the tar and feathers scene. I said to Jordan, I think if I ever show you a point and click, this is it. I really think there's something here for everyone. And even though Clanky voted for Snood, and Clanky has been just terrible to me tonight, I still think Clanky would let you. Don't ouch you. I backed you up, and you hurt me. I still think you would enjoy ToonStruck. And even though Christian hates point and clicks, I think he would enjoy ToonStruck as well. I think we all would enjoy. I really feel like ToonStruck is something we would all enjoy, and Snood is probably something we would all enjoy too. But ToonStruck has that special. You can't recreate this ToonStruck. That absolutely. That I think personally I think earns it the gold. But we'll see. ToonStruck.
I think so too, Mick.
I've already said my piece about ToonStruck, so I'll simply leave you all with this. Haley Joel Osment played a bear named Barry Barrington in Country Bears 2002. I'm voting for ToonStruck.
Perfect. Mick.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Okay, I'll go again. Right. Haley Joel Osment played a bear named Barry Barrington in Country Bears 2002. I'm voting for ToonStruck.
Bless up.
Graham.
I'm going to vote for Struck Tune.
And Christian.
Well, guys, it's been a great Yearlies. But Snadley, it couldn't be one with Snood. Snow?
Christian, can I be with you? I'm mad that you decided to do this joke now. Because I would have this had legs. You could have done this for like 30 minutes of the
day. This is Christmas. This is.
No, I well, Snailor, deal with it. I'm waiting for Snood.
It's not right.
Wait, you got voted too.
Mick voted twice.
That's right. I did.
The only game to win with a 4-2 on the final round.
That's fucking just how baller ToonStruck is. All right. Every time I'm worried that one of these Final Fours is going to end in a place that I can't agree with, we always find the right ending, in my opinion, personally.
Yes.
I mean, I would disagree with you because of how upset I usually am at the ending, but I can't be upset too. My games are here, and they're two games I actually like.
Well, what you got to remember, Mick, is a horse walks into a bar. Holy shit, the horse is loose. Okay, where's the horse's handler? Okay, it's a fucking live horse. It's a horse in a bar.
I know who his handler is.
Is it Snood?
No, it's Haley Joel Osment. He played a bear named Barry Barrington in Country Bears 2002.
You think we get Haley Joel Osment to do the outro for us?
Audience, so guys.
Thanks for joining us for the Yearlies tonight. I know you probably had busy things to do because you're all always out there saving cats from trees and putting cats in trees so you can save them later. But
I didn't know our audience was Homelander.
I want you to know I love you. Jeff.
And watch videos.
Mm-hmm. Or don't. Yeah. It's up to you.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, Snood what you want to Snood.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually, before Graham jumped in, I was going to say, I want Christian to do the outro and just do like this stock YouTube outro, but with the sn bits. Remember to snike and subscribe. Remember to snike and snubscribe.
Snubscribe.